Tuesday, guys. Can everybody hear me? I'm sure you can. How is everybody? I saw tonight TriState's post about not being able to get back on, and then I saw that duty went live at 8, or I would have never done this. But I was kind of looking forward to that and looking forward to hanging out with you guys. So hopefully I was going to be in the chat, but I figured I'd do it here and just thank you guys for coming by and saying, hey, I know it's short notice. I know it's a Tuesday night. Ground Fog was here early. So was Lord Needham. Bama Ninja, channel member. We got Neil McKenzie, channel member. Paul Mills, channel member. Lord's back. Robert Douglas, Crispy Critter, channel member. Jim Miller, my family member and channel member. Dan Ross, channel member. Tactical Terry, guys, I can't believe all the support I get from y'all. Brand New American channel member. Joe Kaspernick, my man, how are you, brother? Let's see, who else we got? Who's calling me? Jeff Woods, hold on a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Brother Crispy Critter, channel members here, and Blade Ogre, my man, the myth, the legend himself is here. Knife Nut 69 is folding laundry, so y'all don't fuck with him. He's going to be lurking, but he's getting it done. Good to see you, channel member Knife Nut. And then we got Demonot 13, a channel member is here hanging out with us, and Craig Wilkes is here hanging out with us, a channel member. And I'm sure I'm missing people. Joe Kaspernick, I think I said hey to him. Drink Water, channel member. What is up, brother? B for Baron, channel member. Thomas McDonald, channel member. Homer Felites, the channel member is here. My man, and Matthew Russell, channel member is here. And Drink Water's here. I'm glad so many of you channel members are here because I wanted to talk to you guys. Pocket Stuff is here. Good to see you, brother. NFK20, big winner from last week, is here. Good to see you, Nut for Knives, my brother. And then we've got, let's see, G-Ball Vision, my buddy, is here. And then we've got Ed is here. Howdy, Ed. What is up? Greg Mahoney is here. What is happening, brother? Fit a bit from the Eastern time zone further than us. Good to see you, man. And then we've got, who else? Okay. It looks like I caught everybody up. If I missed you, I didn't mean to. But what I was going to say is I put out today my member video, which is actually, it's actually a really cool knife. It's a knife that I'm stoked to be kind of passing on to you guys. And I was thinking about it today when I was doing that video, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys and make sure that if you're a channel member, you're also a subscriber. So if I have a subscriber video or if I do a giveaway in the chat, I don't want channel members to feel like if they weren't channel members, they would still enter these giveaways. And even if you don't want the knife, you can DKSF it to somebody. You can use it for one of your giveaways. You can give it to a buddy at work who might want a knife. They're all safe. There was one I was going to give away this week, and even with my full disclosure, I didn't feel comfortable. And I love the knife, and I love the guy who made it. It's a Love Them Knives Tucson Vandal, but it's got lock fail, and so does TriState's. We both have it. Mine's M390. I think his is 14C, but they both have lock fail. It's just a big heavy blade, and it's a plunge lock. Not a big deal. Pete B. Shady 22, channel member, and Dang Ross. Good to see you guys. But I'm hoping that I get 100% participation for this knife because the camera doesn't really do it justice. This was one of the first nicer knives I got, and it was the Damn Designs that I got that they had on closeout. I want to say it was like $170 on closeout back in 1991. But it's titanium, carbon fiber. And I know you've seen recent Damn Designs, and they're really thick. This one's not thick. This one's M390. Got a super nice satin grind. Great ergos. Mersalt, channel member. Now, if you had a really, really honking hand, it might be a 3-finger knife, but for me, it's a medium large. I can just grip it perfectly because it doesn't have a choil, but it does have this poon that's really well jimped. And I mean, you can cut with the front, you can cut with the main blade. It's just a winner. Flipper only. I don't carry it. It's one I've held on to. I've held on to a couple of my damn designs because you get knives in your collection that even if you don't carry them, you feel like there was a reason you got them. And you want, in 1991, I was just coming back from San Francisco seeing 5 Grateful Dead concerts. You children, I love it. You youngsters, you crack me up. I will tell you, I'm glad I'm not having to live my adolescence that lasted till I was 45 in today's climate with everything that's out in the supply. It would just, I would be dead. I know I would. But anyway, we won't go down that road. But this is a great knife, guys. And I'm looking forward to somebody winning it because I think when they get it, if you've seen the yokai before, you'll have the baddest ass yokai that anyone has ever had because this is a winner. I had the Wrath at one time. I think I gave it away. I might have sold the Wrath a long time ago. I can't remember. Guys, I was born in the summer of love. You guys are probably too young to know when the summer of love was. Put it this way. When my dad was in law school, my mom worked for the student aid department down at Alabama, at the University of Alabama. And my mom worked with a lot of these young students that were all in the anti-war movement and stuff. So she would take me to these different rallies. So I saw the Chicago 7 live, Google it. I saw Janis Joplin live, Google it. And my mom wouldn't let, all of her students were all coming up trying to get me to take Kool-Aid because it was a hot day. And my mom was just afraid that they dosed the Kool-Aid. They were going to dose a 2-year-old kid, which nobody's going to waste their acid on a 2-year-old kid. But just great experiences. I think I came by my freakiness totally honesty. Thomas, you're 63. That's young, buddy. Yeah, Demonoc, I just turned 56. Best I can tell. I don't do math in my head. Chef Rocky, what is up? But I think I'm 56. I still skateboard 10, 15 miles a week if I get around to it. I've got 14 different setups. That was an addiction I had before all this. If y'all go search my videos, only because I started my YouTube channel like 12 years ago to have a place for my daughter to put a couple of her school projects. I didn't have any knife content. I wasn't even collecting knives, but I did do a longboarding video up there. And there's a video of me coming on Montesano Mountain, kind of this slow, gradual road where a squirrel, and I'm just holding my BlackBerry at the time. That tells you how old it was. But I'm holding my BlackBerry trying to get the road as I pass it, and a squirrel comes out and almost kills me. But I didn't fall. It was just one of those things where, you know, things went right. But it's gotten like 4,800 views. And that was my only video. That and Brittany and her friend that I made private, they did a couple of school projects where they went down and kind of pranked people at Sonic, or they pranked people at one of the stores. It was some kind of creative filmmaking class they did in middle school. Mark Herrera, what is up? So does anybody still have knives that they have won? Dwayne Letterman, how are you? That has not arrived yet. I haven't checked my pirate ship, but I can check that. And guys, I don't know why my stomach. So Josh Parnell is in transit. Chris Hull is in transit. James is in transit. James is in transit. All right, let's see when these are going to hit. Huh. It doesn't show me exactly when they're going to be delivered, which that's weird. I'm sure it does somewhere. Oh, if I click there, it does. So James, NFK, all I can tell you is both of yours are moving through the system. You've got 2 different boxes coming, because I wasn't sure as I was boxing them up until afterwards. those were you. Let me check this other one. Let me check this one real quick. Yeah, they're just moving along. And then we've got, yeah, y'all just let me know if you don't get those, because they went out. The ones from this past weekend went out Saturday. They didn't get picked up till Saturday afternoon. So they probably didn't really start moving to the system till Monday yesterday. But y'all keep me posted if you don't get those this week so I can trace them. Illuminati Ninja, what is up, guys? And then we'll play What'd You Carry Today, and I'll start it out here in a bit. And we'll find something to give away tonight in the chat. I don't know what it'll be, because I hadn't even thought that far. Like I said, when TriState posted his cryptic message about he wasn't ready to be on camera yet, it makes me think he either has pink eye, or he was fucking with Kimchi, his new kitten, and she just lit his ass up. Which, to be honest with, I am 100% hoping that Kimchi lit his ass up. Greg, thank you, buddy. The Kaiser Veratus, I do not have mine here, but I've been recording these weird videos that I'm going to keep kind of doing and spreading them out. What three are in my pocket, where I've got a slip joint, a fixed blade, and a Kaiser. And the next one I'm recording, probably tonight after this, is going to be a Kaiser only carry, and it is a Kaiser Vertex or Veratus. It is a Kaiser zip slip, and it is a Kaiser. I think this is the variable. I can't remember the name of this particular little knife. This little micarta warning. So I'm going to do, I've enjoyed doing those videos, because what it's made me do is assess the patterns at which I carry shit with. And I'm real bad about, of all the slip joints I've amassed, and I've got 2 Jack Wolves, but this is the one that I can't get out of my pocket. The Feel Good Jack. I kind of wanted a laid back Jack, but upon closer inspection and the purple one selling out, I don't have to have it. Now, do y'all want the biggest secret of all? That I wasn't going to tell anybody, because I was hoping they'd still be there when I had cash in my possession. But you guys are my family. You might not know this, you might not. So I'm about to share you. Now, if one of you see that this is a good deal and you're going to jump on one because you've been wanting one, you've got to promise me you'll use JuhVon 10. I get nothing. I get nothing except they go, hey, John might have sent them here because they use this code. So check out, what is it? White Mountain Knives. G-Ball, I'm sorry. But you got yours. And they're going fast, guys. There was 1 left, 2 left. There is the one that I would get. If I had the cash right now, this is the one that I would pick up, because I think it looks sexy. Null Knives Voodoo that you can sizzle and get 10% off. I don't know if they'll give you 10% off on this one, but I would try it. And they've got this one in a stonewash blade. It still looks sexy with natural micarta. I'd be happy with either one of these. I would pick with the last 2, because when I first started looking at it, when G-Ball made it known, I would have probably gone with this one right here. But the carbon fiber looks sick. And I wonder why this one's $350 and this one's $360. Y'all put in the comment why you think they would have a $10 difference unless they have just a lot more. White Mountain's always done Sezzle Tactical Terry, unless I've just totally made that up, because I think that's one of the only reasons I buy there. I think I Sezzle everything there. But just so you know, if any of y'all been trying to get a Voodoo, and I know G-Ball picked up, I think this one, right, G-Ball? Which is the one I would grab. I heard my buddy One reason I don't feel like I have to have it, and I do have FOMO, but not as much as I used to, the fear of missing out. That's what drove me to buy a lot of knives. Now, I never bought a lot of ghosts. All the knives that I had, I've pretty well been happy with because I watched them in videos about them to the point of I felt like I knew them before I bought them. But that No Knives Voodoo spoke to me. But when my buddy A to Z EDC, which you guys really should go follow him on Instagram, I'm going to put him here in the chat. He is just, he's my buddy. But he lets me bring in, he's the only person's knives I will bring in that are not my own because they'll let me hang on to them for like a week. Because, you know, my videos aren't cut tests. They're just telling you how knives make me feel. Check out what he's letting me carry this week. Tell me who can name what knife that is. There are two tests here. If you could name the knife and you can name the materials. Look at that compound grind. I can also tell you it comes from less than 45 miles from my house. Watch this drop. This is dangerous. I have to tilt it back and then go forward. Tilt it back, then go forward because it just wants to come down. So y'all not care, or do y'all have no idea? Where's CPM when we need him? But again, this is one of A to Z's. No, but McNeese is close, Demonot. He's about 100 miles from me, maybe 95 miles from me. This is a driver defense. This is a guy by the name of Justin Driver. He is over in Gunnersville, Alabama. This is my friend A to Z EDC's knife. He picked this up over at Atlanta Blade Show. It's a Dustin Driver Gent is the model number. It is in Magna Cut, titanium, and superconductor, guys. So when you look at this knife, that stuff that looks like copper on both sides, right here, that is superconductor. And look at the grind on this blade. And look at this drop. Just a big, nice, beautiful custom knife. And when I found out that he's a neighbor of mine, I sent him a short that I did and told him I was going to do a video about this knife because I met him with A to Z EDC in Nashville, but I was kind of standing back because A to Z was making a deal on this knife. And this knife was very, 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 very expensive because that superconductor is a very rare material. But in either case, he got back to me on Instagram and he said he was watching some of my channel and he noticed I like small fixies. And he's got some things going with small fixies that he wants me to come over and check out, which I think that's awesome. I mean, that's why I love this community. The knives got me excited about it. The people make me stay. And then meeting the people that you think are these amazing, and they are amazing artists, and you meet them and they're 100% normal as fuck. I think that's awesome. Yeah, and Thomas, I agree with that. And unfortunately, when my buddy bought this was the only one that they had. And if you can tell, there's not much here. So the superconductor only is this little part, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the back's No. Maybe this back spacer. I don't think that's superconductor, but you've only got those two little pieces, and it is, I would say, maybe a fourth of the values in the superconductor, maybe a fifth. Gracian, Carco, channel members. What is up, guys? Crispy Critter, channel member. But I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Right now, this is my under $100, which is what I call a budget knife of the year. This is Upset, the Miguron Moirel. I also have, and have had for almost a year, this knife. I make fun of the pansies who whine about this clip coming out, because this comes out so you can clean the knife. That's why that comes out like that. And I see people say, well, that's a flaw. That's a flaw. It's not a flaw. It's so you can get your KPL little doodad in there and clean it out if you need to. It snaps right back in. And I've never once had it come out by itself. But this is 20 CV. This is titanium. And this detent is nowhere as good as this detent. The only gripe I have about this knife, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy, the pocket clip on the Wii that sits back here on the spine makes this a 100% ambidextrous knife, and it's one of the most amazing pocket clips that I've ever used. I can't believe anybody complains about it if they know how to use it. Greg Vanderlip, welcome, my man. So, walk, don't run. If you have a $73 knife in your future at any time, this in Nitro V, this is the black G10. I would get it in any colorway. It is fantastic. And I also learned, I'm going to do a breakdown video on this, but I also learned that you can take out this little pin behind this super lock, so that if you want to be able to maintain it like the Wii and be able to get behind your super lock bar, you can do that. So it's just that little pin that has to be removed, and then you're good to go. Not the stop pin, but another little pin that has the Civivi has pinned in there. Again, this is a great knife. I love my Wii, but the thumb stud works better for me getting the leverage on the flip than the hole does. And I mean, they are identical. The blade profiles are identical. The handle's a little different because you've got this sculpting on the top, but the vision are just the way to go. Perfect carry size, not that heavy. I have no affiliate links with Civivi, no interest in them. You know, I just think that this is the best. I said in my video, which I think comes out tomorrow, it's by far the best Civivi I have ever experienced. And I've experienced and used to collect Civivis. I've had almost 80% of the Civivis up until about 6 months ago. This is the best by a long shot. And it's not because it's made with better materials or better techniques. It's because the design is so strong that it translated wonderfully across platforms. It's a great, great design. And I think for everything that's out there under $100, there's nothing. I love Vosteed. I was real close about the Vosteed Corsair. I think that's a great knife, even though I had a little bit of hesitation on the look of that knife. The Miguron Moirel was going to be it for me because the blade is so flat and so slicey, and it's got such good detent. And I love the thickness of that knife and of the Peoria because it feels to me like a Chavez. Everybody doesn't want a thin knife, guys. I do. but there's a place for a thick, chunky knife too if you're going to put it to work. But guys, this one blew me away, continues to blow me away. I'm looking forward to doing trying to decide if I'm going to do it in a battle, because a battle video is kind of fair because it'll lose out in materials, it'll win in cost. This knife, with the exception of this shitty clip, guys, do y'all not understand how that clip right here works on this knife? Why it's so ingenious? How when you take it and put it in your right or left pocket, I'm right-handed, so I put it in my right pocket. I go in here just like this. I put it in my pocket, hook it just like that. I don't feel it. It goes in and out of pocket with nobody's business. It's a great clip. And that is my only gripe. I think that clip, they should have held on to it. Now, you can replace this with other clips that you can get off of Amazon, replacements, because this clip by itself is just a shitty clip. But you can get a little titanium clip. But to me, it just kind of ruined it for me because didn't ruin it for me. It's not a deal breaker. It's the only negative I could suck out to say about this knife. And I've only carried it about 4 or 5 days. But guys, I got a news flash for you. In my experience, the way I use knives in an urban environment and the fact that I've got more than one knife to get me through all of my tasks, I can tell pretty quickly after carrying a knife for about a week. And I always say, please go watch Stasa or someone who's done cut tests if that's important to you. Guys, I don't cut thousands of feet of cardboard. I appreciate people who do. I appreciate steel that does what it's supposed to do when it cuts that much. But in my life, I'm really all about how knives make me feel. They're addicting, guys. All right, so let's talk real quick about our carries. I'm going to jump in here and show you what I carried. I showed you what I was carrying in my right pocket, the Driver Defense Gent by Dustin Driver that's being lent in by A to Z EDC. And then my slip joint in my left pocket is my Lion Steel Best Man in M390 that I picked up from a really nice guy on NAF sale. Got this for about almost half price of what you could get it for on any of the stores that still have it, and they all still have it. And then my fixed blade, I went a little higher. I'm reviewing a little bit larger knife, but it's not too large for an EDC, and I've got it in my back pocket. And is this made over in Georgia, one state over, this little TKL Raider. It is a little beast. It has got that, what do you call it? Step milling, CNC milling instead of having a grind. You can't really see it because he also uses a nitron or nitrate boron treatment on all of his blades and tangs. That's a material that comes from the pew industry and from the military industry to coat things that are under a lot of stress and a lot of heat. And Tim Kell, TKL Knives, they're a veteran, family-owned business. Everything is made and sourced in the USA. These little lashing bolts on this knife, he could not find the type bolts he wanted. And I asked what was the size Allen wrench, because they sell scales, all different color scales. They don't sell different, like, what would you call them, contour scales or things like that. They feel like these are tactical EDC knives. So you can get different colors, but long story short, he could not find the bolts that he wanted, and he machined, designed, and patented these little bolts. Super nice guy, Small batch, but not tiny batch, and not that expensive. I mean, for what he does over in Georgia, favorite knife, the review that came out today is the one I got first, the Piranha, this little guy. And this little guy uses the same step milling. And this is list for 180 or yeah, 150 bucks. And it's on reservation right now. What they do is they take reservations, they build the knives out, they go to the next group of knives, which will be the Raiders. And this is a bigger knife. It's probably the size right between my SE3 and my Guardian. I don't have either one of them out here. But this knife is, I want to say $200. I really like it. And I keep it in my Ulti clip. Snapped in my back pocket. So that's usually how I'll carry it if I don't carry it on my appendix like this, a small fixed blade, right up on my appendix by my belt buckle. I will typically carry it in my back pocket. And this, when I say it's a bigger knife, it's a 3 1/4 inch blade. It's not big by any means, but for me and the little knives that I'm kind of into, this knife is 7 1/4 inches overall. A little over 3 1/4 inch blade, and right about 4 inches from the handle to the choil, which I usually measure from right there back because it's got such a defined choil. And the only reason I'm making it move like that is I'm hoping you guys see that step milling. Have y'all seen a Michael Martin American Blade Works design? How it's got the step milling in the grind? Just a really cool knife. So that's what I carry today. The driver defense, gent, my lion steel, and the TKL Raider. So what'd you guys carry? And I will go through and read them out. If anybody started up there, throw it in again because I'm starting down here low, trying not to get behind. Uh-oh, the cat just jumped up. Scott B, the Piranha is so good. It is my favorite so far of all of them. Show y'all one more. It's not available right now, but this Combatant is a badass little knife. But guys, they've got some little Warncliffs that they make with the hook because they're a tactical company. You know, he's a Marine. I mean, this guy is, Tim is a super cool guy. So a lot of the knives that they make have the tactical ring on the back, and they've got a little Warncliffe if you go to their website and check it out. Tippy, get the fuck away. But he's going to make some without the little ring because I think a little Warncliffe and a knife very similar to this would be great for people like us that aren't looking for something that tactical. All right, so let me go back and read these. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Tactical Terry has one liner lock 20 CV AWB Model 1 version 6. Brand new American carrier Rat 1. I've got to get a Rat 1 or a Rat 2 before they quit selling them. I do not own one. Have never had one in my collection. Craig Wilkes has got the Sim Cut Serene. Mid-Missouri EDC got in on a titanium Kubi Titius, the best knife. I gave away my G10 one, and when that came in, I missed out on it, but it is absolutely wonderful. Pocket stuff carried is Jade, Vision, FG, and a mini JK. Strong, strong carry, my man. Another thing, and I won't spend too much time talking about it, but y'all really should go follow A2Z EDC because he has 3 full-size JKs right now, all really cool patterns. One of them's got paisley in the handle by the pin. One is black with silver, and then one is I forget the other color, but he's got 3, and I might get a chance if I'm in the position where he lets one of them go, and I get first right of refusal. Joe Kaspernick carried the QB Duroc, great knife, the Baby Banter, and the Phoenix LD30. That's one light I've not tried. I've got an Olight Seeker 4 coming tomorrow, the next day, that I was watching Everyday Minimalist. Is that his show that he does in the afternoons, Friday afternoon? And he had the little Olight Seeker 4 that had the black light on it. So I picked that up. And I'm still just totally crazy about the JuhVon's. I think they're so easy, but I want to try a Phoenix. Wish AWB has a hole. It's easy to do, Marisol. We have a lot of people in the community who can put you a really good hole in. And the first person I would reach out to, and I can reach out to him for you if you like, is Brett at Backpack B. He is a hole master. Crispy Critter is carrying the Showdown and the TS 150 neck knife. The TS 150, guys, pause for 1 second. So it is definitely a neck knife. I do not carry it as a neck knife. I carry it as an appendix dropper. But when I first thought, yeah, guys, what's so weird about this hobby is I would have bet you thousands of dollars I would never buy a slip joint, don't want a slip joint, don't care about a slip joint. Fixed blade, I might want one for the campsite, maybe a kukri, maybe a machete, but I never thought they'd be part of my everyday carry. So when Lefty got me thinking about a chickadee, because he's kind of voodoo influencer guy, and I found this TS 150, which is a Tucson, which you can find at White Mountain Knives. You can also find them on eBay, and they're not in stock, but I swear, guys, if you put your email in there, and I'd go for this one and the orange G10 one, you will get an email within 2 months, because Justin, just like the Null knives that came in today, they're not under new knives. If you go look at new, there are no Null knives. You have to go in and search Null knives. So there are some gems hiding at White Mountain Knives. But this little knife right here is an S90V satin ground G10, fantastic tiny little knife with the Kydex sheath for under 50 bucks. Put that into perspective. I took it back. Damn it. Put that into perspective. This knife is right around, I want to say 35, and this is an N690, and that's S90V. Anyway, point being, great carry. The Best Tech Showdown is my favorite Todd knife and tool. I have almost the whole collection. I've got the Showdown, the Exploit, the Malware, and the Roxy 3. And I love every one of them. I like the Showdown better than the Exploit because it's a traditional flipper, not a reverse flipper, or not a front flipper. Very nice carry, man. Very nice carry. Demonoc is carrying an XM18 3.5, an Asher Spiro, one of the best Ashers out there, and the Miguron Pagos. Nice, my man. Nice. Chris, how are you, my friend? Carried his Ace Grand and LMAX and played with an American Blade Works, Model 1 and Tie and 20 CV. Nice, my friend. Very nice. Ooh, Gratian, the Voodoo, a superlative cannibal, and patiently waiting for his bad habits mofo mail call. You're living right, my friend. JuhVon's not light's getting ready to change, not for the better, but it's going to change for the short term. Bama Ninja EDC, Best Tech Costa, the Pinion, and the Kankui neck knife. That's a great little neck knife. Knife Nut 69 is carrying the Spyderco Y2, the Raylight Mini Pineapple, and an EP1. And I will give you a Y2 salute, my man, because that is a banger. One of the only regrets I have is, I don't know if y'all remember or y'all were following NAF Sale at the time, not NAF Sale, NAF Sergeant, Mike NAF Sergeant had some scales for the Y2 that were made out of like a Mexican blanket micarta. And I love, love, love every single Spyderco knife to come out of Taichung, Taiwan. But I hate, hate, hate the carbon fiber. So this little ugly bitch, the Chaparral, which has got that carbon, I'd love, love, love to be able to put scales on it. The Smock got some Raylight titanium scales. It had some Smock scales before that, so it's come up. They made scales for this. Chippy, you're about to get thrown off the table. Y2 was a great, great slicey knife. Great carry, guys. Sorry I'm getting behind. I didn't mean to. All right, Mike McLaughlin, channel members, carrying a Mike Pina Micro Apache. See, I'm going to slow this down again because I've got to look it up. Because y'all teach me about knives, which really I should hold y'all accountable for some of the shit I buy that I don't need. Very nice. It's a little dude. I like it very much, Mike. And then Thomas McDonald, channel members, carrying the Kubi Elang and the Olight Splint. Mayor Salt is making me very jealous, carrying the McNeese 3.0 and the GEC 7.1 or 71, which brings me to a knife that's inbound. That's actually been inbound because the brother that acquired it for me has been very busy and hadn't had a chance to send it to me. But I got in on the Barlow drop about 4 weeks ago. So I've got my first GEC, Great Eastern Cutlery, coming in, and I've got the yellow Barlow. Do y'all remember when that knife came out? Let me show it to you, because I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. Tippy, if you start breaking shit, I am going to go nuts. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to share the screen real quick, and then I'll quit talking about me, and we'll go back to talk about y'all's carry. But I've been waiting patiently for this knife. What do y'all think about that? So yeah, I'm stoked to try one out. That'll be really my first. And I want a McNeese so bad. And McNeese is down in Tuscaloosa. He's not far at all. Tippy's just bad days when it gets to. I mean, when I'll get on here, she'll knock over lights. Just dick assing around. Jim Miller, channel members, carrying the Tempest microburst. I feel guilty. I have not been spoken to by a Tempest yet, and I'm really struggling because I love my Devo growler. I was hoping for a higher, kind of maybe a $250 growler. I don't know. I'm having to be real careful. Really, I've got to balance it because I've got to bring knives in for the channel. Those usually are reviewed. We go over them. We try to create not content to create content, but content that I would have wanted to watch if I was trying to make decisions. Simple content. You'll never see flashy stuff on my channel. Maybe one day I'll get better with editing. But for me, what I used to like is just getting the information. But so I was trying to only buy knives and set back and forego some of the more budget purchases just to be able to, take that money and roll it into nicer knives. But now I can't just buy the knives really I want to buy because it was only 2 years ago that I loved Civivi and Kaiser Vanguard better than anything else. So I would be not doing the community or really not doing myself a service for what made me appreciate nicer knives in the first place. And it was those budget knives. But I'd really like to try a Tempest, and I need to do that. Neil McKenzie, channel member, the Best Tech Bobcat, the Gerber US1, and a tiny sog on a keychain. Y'all just keep sidetracking me. But I had a mail call earlier this week that was not a knife. So for years, 2 years, I've carried my little Skeletool in my bug out pouch. And the reason I got the Skeletool, the reason I wanted the Skeletool was because of the bit driver, because I'm real big into having the bit kits and having all that stuff ready to go in my bug out bag if I need it. So I wanted to kind of expand on my Skeletool. And so what I did is I did some research and I picked up a Leatherman Charge Plus. This is not the tie. This is G10. And the reason I picked the G10 was it comes with a black finish, 154 cm main blade. It has got like a rescue blade that would be more for cutting seat belts. It's kind of serrated. And this is in 420 HD, I think it is. So they're paying attention to blade steels. And what I think is cool about it is it's got more of a needle nose plier. It still goes down to a bigger, wider plier. And then it's got my favorite, my little bit driver again. It's got scissors. And again, it's not going to be carried on me. It's going to kind of live in my bug out bag. But I think it'll be a good addition. And one thing that's really cool, not only do these lock in place, but I can tell I'm boring y'all to tears. So I bought this little thing to carry my bit kit, right? Which is great for almost every bit that I need, right? But if I'm doing knife maintenance, I also carry in my bug out bag is this little titanium hill container that has 1/4-inch bits in it. So I carry a Phillips head screwdriver. I carry, because I've also got another little bit driver, but it doesn't have a lot of torque. But I'll carry some 1/4-inch, all my different knife type Torx bits. But this little gem I found on Amazon. It's called the Micro Ratchet Leatherman tie. It's not made by Leatherman, but if you'll notice, it's got the same little flat area to where it goes right into my Leatherman. So then I can take my 1/4-inch bit, pop that bitch in there, and check this out. I've got a reversible ratchet that really ups the game of what I can do with this Leatherman tool. And it's just this little guy right here. So I could use it without a Leatherman if I wanted to. You get a lot more torque with the Leatherman. The only thing that's a little frustrating that for a long time it kind of, because I had seen in the pictures on Amazon that it looked like it fit fine with the little weird bits, right? With these little flat bits like this. And it actually does if you get it in there and you get it down on what you're going to screw and then go to working on it, but it doesn't keep them from falling out. So you kind of got to hold it because it won't, for some reason, lock up in there, or I haven't been able to get it to. And I've tried to roll it around to the different areas to see if there's a place where it'll pop through and catch that detent ball, but I've had no luck. So anyway, that is why I went and picked up, or didn't go, I just went to Amazon and picked up this little Leatherman Charge Plus. Comes with a little sheath, and it comes with a little micro, not a micro, but a partial bit kit. I already had the full bit kit for my Skeletool, and I put the pocket clip on it because, like I say, I just put it in my bug out bag behind one of the straps. I've got my bit kit that has a magnetic place to hold my little ratchet, and I'll put it also in my bug out bag, lock it down. So I've got both of these riding in there, which really keeps me from having to worry about not being able to unscrew something, right? But anyway, that's the kind of rabbit hole sawdust on a keychain can make me jump down. The Camillus comb, is it an automatic NFK20 or is it just an unfolding comb? All right, Todd Carr's carrying an unusual Leatherman Surge, the Gerber Dime and Shard, SD Classic Cold Steel 4MAX Scout, Crispy Donut Community Hansen, the Benchmade Mini Freak Fit Pocket, Papa Bear Knives, Pocket Lucky Fixed Blade, and an Olight 1 IR2 I3T Open Mini. Very nice, my friend. Roman M, how are you, buddies? Carrying the TRM Shadow and the American Blade Works V2 Titanium. Strong, strong carry. And then Paul Mills, channel member, is carrying the Frag Titanium Cormorant. And let's see, Tactical Terry carried the Civivi Vision, a bug out, and an Essie Candura today. The Essie Candura is an underrated knife. I love that little knife. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all a knife that I actually gave away this past weekend. But if y'all are looking for a thinner version of a Candura, and I wouldn't say it's kind of a copy, but it's not an exact copy. I had them both. I actually bought two of these little knives because I switched out the blade and the handle. So these knives were $19.99. They're $22 now. I can definitely recommend it for a small EDC fixed blade. So this is the Watchman F015. Yes, it looks very much like the Candura, but I compared them side by side, and this knife is much thinner blade stock. So one thing that makes it different is it's much different blade stock. So what I did when they were $19.99 is I bought two, because this is a black wash blade, and then the black one has a satin blade. So I took the black handles, put them on the black blade. I just recently gave that away. And then I took the satin blade and put the blue handles on it and gave that away a couple of weeks ago. But that's really a great buy for a very small, 100% the same size and the same basic layout as the Essie Candura, but in a D2 $23 knife that you really can't lose on if you're looking to try something like that. Anyway, I digress. That's my squirrel brain. I'm sorry, guys. Robbie W. Carried the Nimble TV2 and the Thai Mannix 2. Check this out, Robbie. This came just earlier last week. The T2, which I absolutely love, and I'd passed on it until I saw it at Blade Show. And also has the what are they called? Damn it. They're called the not original goat. What are these scales called? I need to break this knife in some more. But anyway, I forget. This is the dragon pattern graphite. And these are linerless. So I was able to take the jagged liners off of my Mannix because I'm more of an urban dude. I don't really need something that I need to have that much grip to because the scales are plenty grip. So these are linerless. I've got the liners in the box and absolutely adore my Mannix now. Right here. Absolutely fantastic carry, Robbie. And the Hedgehog was the second slip joint that I brought into my collection. The first slip joint I bought was, and it was during a fever dream about 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even know it until I got the confirmation. But it was an Ohio Riverjack. And I bought the sheep's foot because I thought it was a hollow grind from the picture. And then I learned that it wasn't, but that the Hedgehog was. So I went back even before the Ohio Riverjack landed and bought my second slip joint, which was the Hedgehog. And it is a great knife. And I'll tell you, buddy, a lot of these slip joints, Rough Rider Reserves, for example, they are just great. I have gotten, and I guess it's because I've gotten so desensitized by buying, folders that cost $200, $300 that when I can buy a nice slip joint for $60, it's kind of a win. Scott B has been carrying the Kaiser Harpoon and the Civivi Mini Elementum and the Vision FG. Great carry. We were talking about the Vision FG. Right now, it is without a doubt my under $100 knife of 2023. It upset the Moirel, but it's just so good. I do wish that they kept the clip true to the Wii Vision, and I'll have both of them on a comparison video coming up real soon. But look for this coming out tomorrow, my insights of it, and it's good. I liked it. The only thing I griped about was the clip a little bit, wishing that they'd kept and maybe educated people about how to use it, show people why it's so ingenious. All right, if I missed your, all right, Mark Herrera carried Otter Messer 3 rivet and the Tucson TS221. Nice. Matthew Russell, channel member, was at the house all day, so just a sheep's foot Ohio Riverjack in the pocket. Hey, that's all you need. The Ohio Riverjack is a very, very able slip joint. I mean, it is big and beefy. And I'll show you a big and beefy slip joint that are still in stock that you guys might be interested in, because to me, it brought back a lot of memories. It is, I started out with the inexpensive version, the G10 and 14C. Y'all recognize that knife? I don't have my liner lock anymore because I gave it away, but this is the QSP split joint. And the reason my squirrel brain went to this is because it's got a great choil and it is more of a full size slip joint. So this is a slip joint if you're just stuck with one knife like your Ohio River Jack in your pocket. This knife was like $63 before I put in my 10% discount. I like it so much in G10 and 14C that I'm very, very tempted, and they're still in stock, and I'll show them to you right now, but I'm very, very tempted to go pick up one of the carbon fiber and 20CV when variations, and then give this one away on a live. Check this out, guys. Were y'all familiar about the penguin slip joint? And I'm behind, so I'm not seeing if y'all are saying, yes, you idiot. But so this is the one that I got. Again, I got the black, but $62.80 before you get your discount. But check out like the green gray. Carbon fiber handle. DLC coated 20 CV blade. A little more expensive than I like, but had I not experienced how good this knife for a slip joint is, and I don't really need, I mean, 14C is plenty. And listen to that walk and talk. Great knife. For value per dollar, it's a good one. Let's see what we got. I mean, I'm so far behind. Hopefully I'm getting past our got it behind. All right. Craig, I love boxers. Y'all know TRM, Three Rivers Manufacturing. So they're friends of mine. And I'm trying to procure for my friend a tie shadow. And if you know anything about TRM, tie shadows rarely come up for drop. You have to kind of pick them up at shows. But Lee and Marianne aren't going to be able to go to because they're raising their two new babies. Why is it not playing? There it goes. Hold on. Those are two little French bulldogs. And they are so cute. But anyway, I love having a big dog laying across my chest. Blade Show this year, the only thing that makes this story, the story's sad, but the only thing that makes it bad is I was not here, but Ashley, my 15-year-old German Shepherd, laid down by the couch and went to Rainbow Bridge, which is the best way you could hope for an old female dog who I've had my whole life to pass on. It was just so sad knowing that she was here with the cat, but she wasn't here with me. And she probably didn't know it because she was asleep where she sleeps every night and just looks like she didn't wake up. But yeah, it was kind of a drag that I wasn't here. Can't decide between a Bravo and a Moolah. I did see the Herman on Neve's channel. Guys, I think they're beautiful knives. Not my jam. Now, this is not my jam. I was with the guy who bought it and actually started to play with it. This is so much more of a frou-frou-y, even though it's highly tactical. and it's thick slabs of titanium. It's just so, you know, I carry it in my pocket, but I'm afraid to scratch any of it because it's really an art piece more than a knife. And those Hermans kind of strike me that way, some of them. But I would have picked one out too. I think Jared's doing a great job. I mean, his channel is good. His live sharpenings, because I'm a Bang Gang member, are good. I've learned some stuff there. He's still the same Jared that I knew when he had less than 1,000, 1,500 followers. He's just a good guy. And have y'all seen the video that he posted yesterday about why he's a felon? Made tears come to my eyes, made me so proud of him. Because that's the type of messaging that our youth needs to see, that this is a guy that was up against taking two paths. It was that simple. You can continue going to jail, you can turn your life around. And he's been successful with what he's got. And I'm proud of him. And I hope y'all watch that video. The Herman was awesome and he was excited to have it, but you guys need to watch that while he is a felon. Here, I'll even drop it in the chat. Because I think the more people that see this, the better. It just shows that, because I was an addict. I mean, the darkest, when it seems like nothing. I mean, I was going to jump off a parking garage building at work one day, but I knew I couldn't do it because of my daughter. And this was like 11 years ago. And things have changed so much just by, you know, kind of restarting and gut checking. But yeah, I mean, hats off to Jared Neves. Always loved his story time. First of all, I thought of him as a little brother and love him to death regardless. But when he comes out and he does stuff like this, that I know, had I seen it back when I needed information like this, and I saw it from somebody like Jared, it would have meant a lot to me. Y'all check that video out. Let me scroll down. They're a bit on the softer side. I carry an adapter and a couple of good quarter bits. Yeah, Todd, that's the same. I totally agree. So I carry my WeHa bits in here so they're not as soft. And I like the adapter that will hold the 1/4 inch, but my little wrench, even though it's a little more gimmicky, it holds those 1/4 inches too. Yeah, it's not straight. And unfortunately, my little Ray gear only has one magnetic slot. If I had two over here, I'd buy that too because I'm such a gear junkie. Yeah, Todd, that's true. So that adapter will hold the flat bits and they'll hold them right, right? Good point, Josh. I was looking at this one right here, but I knew I wouldn't carry it on my belt. So if I go Leatherman and charge sheath, so this is the one that I almost bought when I picked up my Leatherman, but I thought, you know, I have a hard enough time carrying my Pew Pew. Am I going to really add? This is taking up clip space. I like it. I think the form factor is great. Do you carry it on your belt or do you carry it on your bug out bag? Josh? Louis, Hi, buddy. I'm sorry today was a tough day for you, but yes, everything fun's going on, buddy. We're glad you're here. Hopefully your day's getting better, man. Guys, talk about days. Again, my world's getting very weird. And I've got to be careful what I say on live because it's also recorded, but I'm on vacation, but I'm not really on vacation. But I am on vacation. I'm taking care of my dad, and I'm using vacation days that have accrued that if I don't use them, I'll lose them. You're not late, Bob Door. You're carrying the Spider Chef and the Feel Good Jack. I don't have a Spidey Chef, but I will Feel Good select Jack salute you. My favorite slip joint until my GEC comes, and I'm not going to rule that out, but I still have a feeling that I'm going to be a Jack Wolf guy because my other favorite Jack Wolf and my only other Jack Wolf, because I was going to buy the purple laid back, but it sold out before I had my shit together. I love the low drag. So these both kind of get the shapes that I need for a single blade, nice gentleman's fixed blade or slip joint. Let's see what we got here. I check NAF sales all the time, Mike. It's addictive. It's bad. We can't do it like that. We can't always. I mean, I check it like 10 or 15 times just to see what went up. Thin cut Honduras today. David, how do you like that front flipper, buddy? Yeah, Louie, I hope your day's going better, buddy. We'll have fun as long as y'all want to. G-Ball was carrying the Tanto 229 kickstop and Ronin and the Vision. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Take care, Grosjean. Love you, brother. Let me scroll down, try to get to the bottom here, see what I've missed. Blah, 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 blah. Louis, thank you, buddy. You picked me up. Rock Scale Designs. I'm way behind. That's exactly who it is. Thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take a big risk. Bobby, hopefully, and you won't be disappointed because I was an early adopter. John, Jamie, and EMP EDC. I bought the old school Nimble when it dropped. I immediately bought the Thick Boy when it dropped. So I had a Nimble and a Thick Boy. I thought the Nimble X would be great. So I bought the Nimble X. I passed on the first Tanto. I passed on the Ronin initially. I passed on the Relative, but I missed the Ronin and then went to Blade Show and actually got to handle, for example, this little knife, which when I saw it at the time, I thought it was going to fill the same exact space in my collection as my regular Nimble. But the reality of it is they don't. They cut different, they feel different, and I love them both. I mean, I really, in terms of being emotionally involved with the brand, I'm very emotionally involved with TRM, and I'm very emotionally involved with EMP EDC. And it's not as much that they make awesome products, they do, but they're awesome human beings. I mean, just totally great human beings. Nuts Knife, if you don't grab it, man, that might be a giveaway one day. That happens to be the color I've got. But I would have gotten, had they had it in stock, I would have preferred the micarta, because the micarta comes with the same blade steel. It's about $30 or $40 less. And if I'd have really planned it out right, I would have gotten a titanium traditional pocket knives exclusive because it was M390. Talk to us, Ed. I'm gonna go to the bottom, guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry. What's going on, Ed? Just drop an initial and I can probably fill in the gaps. But let me tell you something. I have no patience for scammers. I have no patience for people who take advantage of the community. I was totally anti taking something that doesn't belong to me. I'm also a humanist and I empathize for people that might be homeless, this is different. When you're preying on the knife community, it is fucking personal. I had somebody going through, and y'all probably got messages saying that you'd won. They went through the comments of my members video because I didn't make it private after I did the drawing. And they went through and they started contacting people. And if you noticed, it looked like me, but they put a hashtag in front of my name. So it was just, they were able to set up a false profile. Ed, are you in here, buddy? And I'll send you a link if you want to come up. But when you put the SHE there, Pretty Fly, what's up? I know it's one of two people. One that I was very suspicious of, that Shane went cold about talking about, and the other one that has gone to war with Stevie twice. Does anybody know what Cole's dealing with? His message made me think pink eye or cat scratch fever. I'm hoping for cat scratch fever. I'm sending you the link, Ed. Y'all hold tight. I'm going to send it to you via Instagram, my friend. Link sent, buddy. Yeah, it does. And the things that were being said, there's some people out there, and I am a firm believer in this because I deal with it on a very small, well, manageable. I'll say it's manageable. I'm not going to say it's small, but mental illness, mental health, paranoia, delusional. Okay, so that's I know exactly who it is. I won't call names, but that is SBB. And there's another one that's kind of weird because the whole Blaze Show thing went really weird, where allegedly there, but nobody made content. It was bizarre. Maybe he did. Maybe he did do something that accidentally shaved his mustache, and he's so narcissistic that he could not be in front of the camera without a perfect mustache. That's therapy. He needs therapy. I'm going to call him after the live. And I'm going to say, hey, buddy, I hope you didn't have mustache damage because you should have shaved it off, let it grow back, and just be yourself. And I don't know why you don't see that in your 30s. I guess I didn't, but I wish I had, because at my 50s, I learned that other people's perception of me mean absolutely not shit. As long as I'm doing what's right, looking out for the guy or gal to my left, looking out for the guy or gal to the right, I'm doing the best I can do. But yeah, I'm not gonna put up with it. Ed, how are you, brother? I didn't know you were dealing with a bunch of shit.
You just don't know, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, dude. And it breaks my heart that this comes up. And I have a feeling, just from deductive reasoning, you can just say a 3-letter
Oh, I don't mind. I'm through. I'm ready to go to court now. It's Alice. Alicord.
Has taken advantage of you?
She borrowed $1,200 and she was supposed to send it back to me the 11th of last month, and she's done hung up on me on the telephone. She don't want to talk. She's sending me papers to sign saying the check was lost in the mail. And I had to have a notary to get it notarized. The notary wouldn't even sign it, wouldn't notarize it. They said these papers are a scam. There wasn't nothing on it showing no bank information or nothing. All it said was credit union. Well, hell, that could be anybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that. Again, I don't know her as well, except saying hi. I thought it might have been one of two other people, but that's. And now she's gone kind of radio silent, or you said even getting kind of angry on the phone.
I had about 3 sentences and she hung up telephone on me. That was when she was saying that she was going to send papers for me to sign. And I just told her, I said, I'm not signing no papers. Well, I got somebody else to help me out with it. And the papers was sent to me. But they're not legal papers. And I'm not signing nothing that's not legal.
And what does that have to do with you recouping what you're trying to get?
Well, you just don't know all the hell that I've been through. I mean, I know this is a lie, and I should.
Any more than you want to, buddy. I don't want to trauma up any type of trauma, but I
think the whole damn knife community needs to know about this bullshit. I mean, because that's what it's done turned into, is a lot of bullshit, and everybody thinks she is Miss Goody Two Shoes, and she ain't nothing but a backstabbing piece of shit's what she is.
Because I mean, again, this is the first I've heard of your situation, but last night she was on OCD planning the knife meetup that they're having in Bristol or something.
She's trying to be Miss Popular is what she's trying to be. I'm going to tell you, because I done talked to other people about it, and she's trying to be Miss Popular. She done it when she went through school, and she's still trying to do it now. You know, I tried to help the damn girl out.
Out of the kindness of your heart, because you're one of the kindest people in this community.
Yes. That's what she took advantage of it too, and you just don't know. She went back on all the messages on Instagram, and I'm fighting with Instagram now to get all the damn messages put back on my telephone that she deleted, asking me to borrow the money and telling me not to tell Jeff about it, her boyfriend. She deleted every damn message, JuhVon. So that tells you right there that she's a fucking lying, scamming bitch. Well, why would you read all the messages if you ain't got hiding something and you don't want to pay it back?
Well, I can tell you something. Nobody deserves to be crossed, but she has 100% crossed the wrong person in the community, and you've got the whole community has your back. And I hate for something like this to come out, but I will take a lead in finding out what the fuck's going on, because that's ridiculous. I mean, that's like you said, it's legal at this point.
You say that, JuhVon, but which I'm fighting right now with Instagram, trying to get the shit put back on my phone, all the messages, because that's my proof.
But your proof is your word, Ed.
This other proof that I got, JuhVon, is me writing her a damn check. That check is destroyed once she cashes it. But there is bank records where she cashed that check. She thinks she's going to get away with it. But look, I've took people to court for $100 and come out of there with almost $400. $1,200, I was told by a legal advisor she would have to pay me at least 1% every day for the day that she's been late from. And that was last month, the 11th of last month. So 1%, that's $12.50 a day.
And that doesn't even begin to touch the pain and suffering that I know somebody like you, just like Shane, when he was done wrong, it hurts you so much more than in the pocket. So I want you to know that you've got character witnesses as far as the eye will see. So you might
This,
not have proof from Instagram, but your word is your proof enough for me to stand on the stand for you and say, hey, I know this guy and his word is gold, and he's never done anything but acts of kindness, and he was taken advantage of.
there's a couple of people in the knife community that knows about this, and there's several of them already that's done with her. Some of them is gonna burn her shit.
No,
They
dude,
done with her.
that's war. I mean, that's literally someone coming from in the community and preying on not just another community member, but a pillar of the community, a community that's helped more channels just out of the kindness of his heart. And like her, she probably came to you with some situation where she needed help, and out of the kindness of your heart, you helped her.
You know what kills me is I wrote her a personal check out of my banking account, checking account. Why did she have to go to a credit union to get a freaking credit union check to send me? Why didn't she write a check out of her own account? That's what don't make sense. I mean, that's bullshit. Yeah, the check could be lost, JuhVon. I don't know. I've never received the money. They saying that the money was taken out, showing that somebody else is helping me. There's like 4 or 5 people that knows about this shit. And somebody else told me that Alice showed them where that they had took it out of her account. That's bullshit, John. You know better than that, John. I mean, the money has never come out of her account. Because if it
No,
had, have it, and I wouldn't be bitching about it.
no. And we know how we can electronically transfer money. It doesn't go like in the mail.
Well,
Don't lose hope, Ed. You'll get restitution. And
I'm
I just
done.
hate that you're going through this.
I'm done, JuhVon. I'm done with the knife community for right now. I'm about at tears. I've lost a lot of sleep, buddy.
I know. And you lose a lot of faith in people that are good people. And that's why people that are good people will stand arm in arm with you and make sure this is right. So one day you can trust again, because it sucks. It
No,
sucks.
one thing about it that I will say this much, and I'm not bragging. She's not going to break me. I promise you, $1,200 is not going to break me.
No, but
It's the principle and it's the
it's the
purpose.
principle. It's the principle of doing something kind for somebody that you felt like was in return a kind person, and then to see this side of it. And I tell you, I don't have a big soapbox, but I've got a lot of connections, and we've got Nas Live coming up, and I can promise you that pressure can be put out. I mean, worst case, she just has to leave the community, because that's unacceptable. That is 100% unacceptable. There are other things that go on that I don't like, I don't agree with, but they're never anything outside of gossip that I feel like I need to get involved with. When you tell me something like this, I feel called to your side, because you do the same for me. You've got people helping you, but it wouldn't hurt to have more pressure, more people reach out and go, hey, I mean, would you mind me reaching out to her?
Oh, I don't give a crap. There's, like I said, there's about 4 or 5 people that knows about it in the community, but I haven't put it out public until right now. When your live come on just then, I was just burning inside, and it's got to come out. I'm sorry, but I'm through. I'm done, JuhVon.
Don't apologize, Ed. You are, whether you have to step back, because I would step back feeling totally betrayed by one person that makes all of us, which we all, I think, cherish each other, should be looking out for each other. And I hope everybody in the chat, everybody that's in here, all 70 of you guys, and I appreciate you being here. But exactly, hashtag pay Ed. I think as a community, send a PayPal request for $12.50. I'll link the PayPal account. Can you see the chats?
No, I can't see the chat. I just got a message before I went live on here just then that somebody's trying to help me get that money out of her, and the papers was sent back. They received the papers, but yet she's refusing to put the money in their account because that person's trying to help me, and they're trying to get the money from Alice to go into their account so they can send it to me. I don't do this PayPal bullshit. I
No.
don't. Never done it, and I'm not gonna damn start doing it. I pay
And
with cash. I pay with a check, JuhVon.
and that's fine. And Ed, you're a stand-up, and if you could read the chats, everybody from Pretty Fly, from Tactical Terry, Five Door, Jeffrey Dawson, Satisfaction, everybody loves you. Everybody is going to share. We will get some type of restitution or find out what's going on. And you don't
Maybe
have to have proof from Instagram. Ed, the fact that you come on here with tears in your eyes breaks my heart. And I don't need any more proof than that. I don't need any more proof than that.
Gene knows about it. Gene and Kayla knows about it. Maddie knows about it. Stacy knows about it. I think Gons may know about it. I'm not sure. There's a few people that knows about it already. I want everybody to freaking know about it now. I am fed up with that bitch, and I'm ready for her to burn in hell.
Well, for you to have that kind of feeling in your spirit,
Well, no,
I'm sorry that she's put you through this. I
I'm,
hate that.
I'm sorry, JuhVon. She done fucked with the wrong person.
You don't have to apologize, Ed. I'm not saying to hear you is animated only hurts me because I know the type of person you are, and this is not you. This is something that's really gotten in your skin, and it's been going on, and it's festering, and it's not good. And now, God willing, you'll get a good night's sleep, and we'll have a resolution by the weekend. Yeah, you will.
Oh, well, I ain't had no sleep in over a freaking month now. Well, really longer than that. It's probably back. I let her borrow that money back in March, and I was skeptic of letting her have it then. That was back when Ashley, you remember the girl I was dating?
Yep.
That's about the time that I let her
That was
borrow. That's
about a
how,
month before Blade Show.
yeah, that's how long she's been freaking owing me this damn money, JuhVon. I mean, come on now. Jeff can sell some of them thousands of dollars fucking knives he's got up there to pay her damn bill.
I mean, that's all I see is flex
He
posts.
post his knives on damn Instagram that cost $900 to $1,000 damn knives because I see them all the time. You know, that's his damn girlfriend.
Chef, talk to me, buddy. Don't jump out. We're all friends here. We're trying to get to the bottom of something. What do you know?
Me?
I met you, and I think you're a stand-up person too. And I'm sure people get different information. And I'd invite Allie on, and I will Friday night. Maybe that's what I'll do. But don't leave upset and think that we're piling on somebody. We're trying to. I don't know how well you know Ed, but Ed's not a pot stirrer. This is something that's obviously been bothering him for a long time for him to take the courage to come on here and share it with everybody. So she's been all of our friends, Chef Rocky.
She's still trying to be friends with me. And I don't have no problem being friends with her. Pay your freaking bill. That's all I ask, you know? I mean, just pay your freaking bill. I know she's not going to watch this show because she don't watch Satisfaction. She don't watch Stevie. She don't watch yours. I know the shows she watches because I
Which
see
ones is she in? I'll go in the chats. Which ones is she like?
Bees and TriState. That's the only two, and she's a damn moderator in one of them, and I'm scared to say anything on that channel because she can put me in timeout.
No. Don't worry about timeout. I know TriState. He's been my roommate at Blade Show a couple of times.
He don't he don't know about this bullshit.
What would you feel about me talking to him man to man about just help? Nope.
I don't.
Or do you
I'm
care?
fine. You can talk to whoever you want to about it, and
I want to
everybody.
get in touch with Chef Rocky. Chef Rocky, are you still in here? I'll DM you on Instagram and I'll give you my phone number and you can call me because I do not want anyone to think that any of this is bullying or talking about people's friends. We all have friends. I've been screwed by friends. I've been between a rock and a hard place where one of my best friends was accused of something that it turns out I didn't believe they did, but believe it or not, they did it. They went to jail for it. I just want, I don't want to have and bring anybody stress, but Chef Rocky, I don't want you to leave. You probably already left, so I'll reach out to you. But I want to talk about it because I am going to go forward with this.
Well, I'm sorry that I said anything and brought it up.
No,
I felt like it was time, JuhVon, that I done burned and burned enough that I've sit and let it eat me up, and I want the knife community to know about it, because it's just wrong. I have donated over $10,000 to the knife community. I donated $4,600 to Jason, wife,
oh,
Sarah and
you.
Noah whenever his passing away. And I have donated 500, 300, 500, 400 to all these other channels over the months. And everybody knows that. She took advantage of me because she was in the chats and she seen that. She knew I had plenty of money, and I still got plenty of money.
But that's not the point. The point is she took advantage of that kindness and tried to get and I'm sorry, Chef Rocky, I'd love to talk about it, but I can't see another side. Um,
There's
I just don't. I know Ed well enough to know that he would not be upset if it was just a misunderstanding
there
because
is
he's a
no
very logical guy.
there's no misunderstanding, JuhVon. That's the problem right there. I don't know. I can't see the chat, but there's no
No,
misunderstanding.
nobody's saying that. I'm just talking to see if he's still in here because he pieced out. Everybody else is still like. I mean, you got Brian F. who says, I'm a mod and bees. You're safe, Ed. Can you see the ones when I pop them up? That means you're not getting banned.
Yeah, now. Yep. Well, she tells me hello whenever I see her in the lives, and I don't say hello back because until I get my money, and I even texted her and told her this. This is one of the last texts that I told her that I'm going to get her ass and in all the chats that I'm going to let the community know about her bullshit that I had to go through.
Junior Miz, is he on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, I was just Junior Miz said Chef did leave because he was upset, and I want to reach out to him. What's up, Semper Fi? We are getting some news here that is not pleasant, but it's going to take community involvement.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the community's for. The community, when somebody sees someone like you in any kind of distress.
After I quit texting with her and started texting with Jeff, because I felt like, and I shouldn't have really told Jeff because she told me not to tell him. Well, I started texting him after I didn't get my money. And what would you have done? Wouldn't you have texted him?
I would have texted mama, daddy, brother, boyfriend, anybody I could have.
He started going off on me, JuhVon, saying that I shouldn't have been letting a girl borrow money without confronting her boyfriend or husband. Well, look, she told me to keep it confidential. So I thought I was doing the right thing, by keeping it hush hush, not letting him know about it. Doing
You
her
were
a
doing
favor.
the right thing. You were doing the right thing.
I thought I was, but anyway, after me and him texting, what have you, and then I finally quit texting both of them. A few minutes later, I get a freaking message through Instagram with Gene and Kayla, and I couldn't understand it. And I said, why did you leave the chat that you started, Gene? Why? Just tell me why. And he texted me back and said that Alice and Jeff was trying to kick me out of the group. Get the freaking crap out of here. What do you think you're going to do? You going to run me off of the edge of the world?
That's that to me sounds like it's not the first time it's happened, Ed. I mean,
Come on. Hell, I've done more good than Alice will ever do to the damn knife community. And it has nothing to do with the money. It's the love.
you're exactly right. It's you give time, you give. I don't think anybody's banned. I'm looking for Semper Fi. I don't see him in here.
Oh, I wish he was.
I know Vince would never be banned, but why? Y'all are all mods. Did somebody accidentally whack him with a wrench?
I didn't see him in the chat before I got on, unless he got on after I
I
was.
didn't hear, but I saw everybody talking to him. But that back, I know, Marisol, and that's what we all know and we all say. But when you're in a position in this community, and I've done it, I'm not going to get into the situation that I've been in recently, but I've given a lot, and you've got to realize, like you say, I was giving it, so I wasn't expecting anything in return. But when you're dealing with people that are your community, that you would literally go out and drive 4 states to help them change a tire, it's a little bit different. You don't think that you're going to be turned around on and not be made whole. That wouldn't cross my mind. I think we might all have a little bit of hesitation, but when it comes down to it, I think different I think different people in the community are maybe deeper in the community, and I don't mean in any kind of clout way, but maybe more vulnerable to people in need. And I'll put myself in that position. That I and I know from scams that happen on Instagram that people take advantage of that, right? Satisfaction, do you not have a wrench? I know you got a wrench. Yeah, Maddie's got a wrench. Gracian doesn't have a wrench. But I just that blows my mind, because again, I've always thought it was weird, and I need to call Chef, but I won't give any advice or any
I
not
think
advice. I wouldn't give any observations, because I've made observations before monster racing. I've always kind of paid attention to the flow of people in the chat to see if there was a motive for them being there, or if they were there because they just like to connect with people. And
this is my family.
yeah, I mean, guys, y'all saved my life at the beginning of COVID. I'm 100% in this group, and whether this group is just our little group or it's a group that's way out there, that's people that love knives that I don't even know. I've never met them, but they're in a time of need. I'm the guy that will unfortunately be the first to try to offer help. And unfortunately, in every group, there are people that aren't doing the right thing. And what's bizarre to me is I've always thought I was a good judge of character. And I saw little odd things, but nothing that would make me think that. I thought, all being truth, full transparency, that she was kind of not using, she was benefiting from awareness for her brand in the chats. That's why she would donate stuff for giveaways. I felt like a lot of it was, and I saw that as kind of being a little bit sus, but I just don't get it. I don't.
She sends bees and tri-state stuff all the time. She's trying to be Miss Popular. I done seen it over and
Does
over.
Bees know?
No, bees don't know it, and tri-state don't know it. The only people who knows is one
Yeah.
Dean and Kayla and Stacy. Everybody in the chat probably thought it was Stacy who I was talking about, but I promise you, that sweet girl right there is trying to help me get my freaking money back. Stacy is my help right now.
Hey, I'm not there. There were two names that I thought of just because of things that happened in the past that it might have been, but I was not casting stones. I was just thinking it was either going to be possibly that one or possibly initials, changed their name so many times. I can't even think of the initials, but, anyway, yeah,
Yep.
and for her to get angry when she knows that she's
She's not angry. I'm the one that's angry.
Well, but you said that she hung up on you.
She lays down her damn head down on the bed and goes to sleep every night, and she wants to use her mental problems. That I done heard that bull crap too. That she's sorry. Yeah, she's got problems, all right.
Let me tell you something. We all got problems. I've told Satisfaction, and he just doesn't want me on his show because he knows my problems are probably too deep and dark. But the thing that's made my problems bearable is finding this community through the good, through the bad, through the slices, through the monster racings, through it always seems to work out. What doesn't work out, and I saw it take a toll on Shane, small things like that where it doesn't matter if it's Shane talking about stickers and a knife. It's not the amount, it's the betrayal, right? I think.
Yep.
I think the amount makes a big difference. What's up, kitty kitty?
Sprinchy.
Who's that?
Her name is Sprinchy. She's one of my babies. I got 2 babies in the house.
I'm down to 1, and luckily she's back there asleep, not knocking over all my stuff. Usually she's up here at all my shit.
She used to sleep with my wife, and now she sleeps with me every night.
Ian Coates, my brother, the best hugger in Atlanta. I love seeing Ian. You saw Ian in Atlanta, didn't you, Ed?
I did.
Yeah. I mean, the best times I had in Atlanta were out in the hall, because even when I was walking with a group of people I wanted to be with in the show, no matter how much we're all about the people, we're all squirrely when it comes to knives. So you're going to be looking at the knives no matter what. That's why the hall was a good place to kind of hang out.
Yep.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, guys, I appreciate every single one of you looking out. And that's why I'm going to reach out to Chef Rocky, because I talked to him. I met him at Blade Show too. And I can understand when it's your friend, but when something's going on,
she's my friend too.
we're all friends. It's just what's the deal?
But I want my money. You know, if I get my money and I want to give it to JuhVon, that's my business. Or give it to whoever. When you promise to pay somebody back, and then you use these excuses that the check got lost in the mail, blah blah blah. This is bullcrap, JuhVon. It's just all.
I agree. Because I mean, I know you're not this guy, but you could have an opportunity on a Roosevelt lottery that you could be held up on because of this. There are all kinds of things that this could take into. So it's Satisfaction says, Ed, I accept your free cash offer. He'll throw some love in there. Maddie, I hope y'all are doing all right as a family, buddy. I've been thinking about you.
Yep. Me and him talk every once in a while on the phone. He knows my problems.
Let me tell you something. You're one of them. Maddie's one of them. I look at said Stevie. I mean, I think everybody in my chat that I'm aware of, that I've gotten to know, and it's weird that we say no, but I've been proof to it twice, that you can go to a Blade show and see somebody that you've only talked to in a chat, hug them, and feel like you've known them your whole life. It's not like, oh, who's this guy? I've not gotten that vibe. Maybe one time I got that vibe that somebody that I met was not exactly who I thought they were because of the way that they were on YouTube.
JuhVon, when my wife committed suicide in 2012, for 5 or 6 years, I never left my house. I didn't want to see nobody. I felt like everybody was pointing their finger at me for what she did, which I knew that I didn't do it, but, you know, that's the way I felt inside. Well, I come across Zach's. He was one of the first shows that I ever watched. And it's turned into probably 50 or more that I watch, that I'm subscribed to. And I'm probably members to maybe 15. I'm not sure. I mean, I can look, but the knife community changed my life around. I talk to y'all more than I talk to my 3 brothers, which I had 4 brothers. One of them died. than I do my own freaking family.
Think
You know what I
about
mean?
it. Yeah,
And that,
it's
the DIFE community changed my life, and that's who I talk to every day. Yeah, I don't see y'all in person, but I do y'all on lives. You know what I mean?
yeah, and the thing is, your story's not an isolated story. I think 80%, maybe 70% of people that are in love with this community were also saved in one way or another, or made to feel like they had purpose again, or made to feel like they belonged. And it helps people socialize. We all go through so much shit. I mean, when I went through my divorce, got sober, tried to deal with emotions for the first time in like 35 years, this community was basically all I had. It was it. And it was welcoming, it was warm. And what I saw, people like Jared Neves that shared their stories openly, they didn't have to. And I'm going to pump it again. But if you haven't seen Jared Neves' video from yesterday, Why I'm a Felon, go watch it. You'll get tears in your eyes, and then leave a comment on how proud you are of him for just telling it like it is, and why other people shouldn't make the choices he made. I think there's so many of us that this community pulled us out of such a place, or is in the process of pulling us out of such a place, that anytime that trust or that community, I mean, think how upset we get when there's just drama in the community. It kind of takes the wind out of everybody's sails. But something like this, Jim, I mean, Ed, is there are 70 people in the chat that are very well connected. I know Brian's already reached out to Bees just to kind of talk to him. I'm going to talk to Chef Rocky later and find out why he bounced.
Because I said something about his friend that he
But
don't think
you didn't say
right.
anything about his friend. You said to me, all I heard was $1,500 I don't have, and I haven't had for 3 months, who, regardless of who's on the other side of that.
It's probably because I called her bad names, bitch, blah blah blah. But that's a figure of speech. I can still, and as I told her, I can apologize. Whether you accept it or not is different. But it seems like JuhVon, and I'm gonna have to take her to freaking court just to get my money out of her.
No, don't, hopefully
Bullcrap.
not. I think there's enough people here. And Brian F says, Ed, I'm your brother.
Hey, all of y'all are my brothers and sisters. I
And
mean,
you got an army around you, and I can't believe that. All I would say is there probably is another side to the story. She may be in a dark place. It doesn't make it right. She may be dealing with addiction. She may be dealing with God knows what. But
their addiction, JuhVon, is buying $1,000 knives.
that's a real deal. I agree. I agree. And then
You
trying to
both.
sell them, and
It's
don't.
not just Jeff, it's her too. She put on Bees Live one night I was watching. She put in the chat that she would only buy left-handed knives because of her hands, blah, blah, blah. Just in certain brands, and them brands that she was spitting out, JuhVon, are $1,000 freaking knives. And I'm sitting there thinking, you freaking heifer, you owe me money.
And that's natural for you to feel that way. But I think T-Fetch just hit it for you, for your spirit, and for the resolution to not take any more out of you that it's got to. If you could just let the emotion ease out of it and know that the community's got your back, that it's a group of people that are going to look into it, that are going to find out what's going on, that are going to, and Ed, you don't have to have proof. I don't think there's any way that anybody in this community is going to say Ed Harrison's playing some kind of game, or Ed Harrison's trying to do this. That's not, nobody could even wrap their head around that. If you were, you could be the biggest crook and nobody would believe it. And I know you're not. I'm just saying that as a hypothetical.
No, I'm not bragging by no means, but I told Maddie and I told Stacy, I took my money out of my IRA last year and put it in another IRA, and there was, God, 130 something $1,000 in there. Well, I'll ask your opinion. You would have been a fool to not to do it too. but they matched it 25% if I moved it from one IRA to another one. It went from $130,000 to $168. No, I take that back. It went from $120,000 to $168,000 in one day. What would you have done?
The same exact thing, without a doubt.
So people know, you know, some of them in the community know that I got a lot of money, but that doesn't mean you need to prey on me.
Ed, 100% it doesn't. Money, status, we're all the same in these rooms, right? And people do kind stuff. We see it all the time. People donate knives, they win. People take care of people who don't win. Nobody's out here to screw anybody that I'm aware of. Monster Racing, Slicey Dicey, both of those were big surprises. This is probably the biggest surprise to me. But it doesn't make me think that it's not 100% accurate what you're saying. I just want what it makes me think is, what is the motivation and what is her, because she's got to know to come after you how loved you are in this community. You are, I would say, one of the top 5 loved people in the community. It's not because you donate. That's very kind and that's very sweet of what you do, but it's the warmth and the welcomes that you give everybody, the way that you've gotten to know everybody. There are a lot of reasons that make somebody what I feel like to be an upstanding member of any community. And I'm baffled why someone who doesn't really have that street cred would think all of a sudden, especially when they're in the wrong 100%, will think that there's somehow, some way that they're going to make it right, and not everybody is going to know that they're full of shit. I mean, that to me, that's delusional.
I had to go to pain management today because I still deal with pain from where I had back surgery, hip surgery, and shoulder surgery. And I have to go every 2 months, and I had to go today. And I also have to go to see a psychiatrist because of dealing with losing my wife. Yeah, it's been 10 years, but
that never changes, Ed.
10 years, just like, to me, it's like it happened yesterday. And today,
I'm so sorry for that. And
okay, but whenever I was driving to Conyers, I had to drive for about 30 to 45 minutes from Monroe to Conyers. And I don't know what it was. I thought it might have been my blood pressure. I started wanting to stop at the fire station somewhere to get my blood pressure checked. And I didn't. I just pushed on, and I got to the doctor's office, checked my blood pressure, and I told her, I said, I got something going on with me on the way up here. And, you know, really, I think more than anything, I think it was my freaking anxiety, because
it was a panic attack. It sounds like a panic attack. I suffer from those. That's one of my disabilities. And they're scary as shit.
I couldn't take I have to take Xanaxes for my anxiety because all this other crap, I done been on everything. None of it don't work. And I cannot take that crap and drive. I'm not going to take it and drive. You know, so I just had to fight it until I got back home, you know.
Well, buddy, you've got my phone number, don't you? Don't we? Have I ever texted you? Here, I want to,
oh, that's fine. You can send it to me, and
I'm gonna IM it to you, and I want you to call me either later tonight or tomorrow. I'm off this week. I'm not working, so I'm gonna be just doing stuff from home, trying to get caught up on videos and stuff like that. But I want to get together. We've got a group. I've actually 2 really big groups. One of them is the YouTube guys, and then I've got the Knives Live group. And just to see the best way to kind of go after this, because I don't want you to think that you're going to have to go to court. I know that people, if she has friends like Chef Rocky and other friends, they can help her the way they can, do a small fundraiser to get you your money, and then them take it up with their friend. There are ways to do that. We've done GoFundMe's for people throughout this community. They can come up with some way to get Ed whole. And I think that you've been more than patient. For you to let this build up and not want to say anything, I know the only reason you did that is because you're a kind human who doesn't want to make any waves. You just want it to get fixed. this probably makes you sick to talk about it, but I
Uh,
appreciate you talking about it because it keeps everybody else from getting in a position, and it opens up everybody's eyes to something that there's no telling what other people had, right? There's no telling if other people have had interesting, weird little conversations with it that made them go, "Oh, that's not right." More will
some,
come out, buddy, and you're on the right side of karma.
something told me when the day that she texted me and asked me, well, I mean, we was talking, and I done bought a bunch of Hanks and a lot of stuff from her. I bought a lot of stuff from her. And we was texting back and forth, and just out of the blue, she said, "Can I ask a favor?" And I didn't instantly say yes. You know, I said, "Let me think about it." And the first person I called was Maddie, because I didn't know who to talk to, whether I trusted her or not with that kind of money.
Yeah.
You know, he was the one that told me, said, "Ed, you need to ask her." And I'm sure if he's still in the chat, he'll vouch for it. He said, "You need to ask her, what does she need that kind of money for?" And I did. And we text back and forth the next day. God, the texts, if I just measure them, I mean, you know how big a phone is. To measure the texts, I would say there's probably 1.5 feet long of all this stuff that she was telling me about her family, inheritance, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Over 2 foot long of freaking messages about this crap. And then she deletes it all. Get the freaking crap out of here. I'm so worked up about this crap that it just kills my soul how somebody can stab somebody in the back. See, I
Yeah.
didn't know the message was gone until about a week and a half ago, or maybe a week ago. Jeff was saying, "Well, why don't you show proof of something?" Oh, I tell you what it was. I said, "She owes me $1,200," and he texted me back and he said, "Alice said that she didn't owe you but $1,500." And I said, "Well, the agreement was," I said, "that she sent me 2 Hanks, that she said that I didn't have to pay for them Hanks if I let her borrow the money." She deleted that message. So now instead of being $1,200 that she borrowed, now she's saying that she don't owe me but $1,150. Yeah, I mean, $50 is not gonna fuck me, but it's just the principle.
No, and you don't need those texts. Like I'm saying, you've got your credibility that everybody in this room, maybe, well, I think our buddy Chef Rocky, who I'm gonna call, jumped out of here, but everybody is saying I agree. Um, definitely Maddie's fault. Pretty faucet.
No, it ain't Maddie's fault. Maddie's
I know
trying
he's
to,
joking. He's joking. He's trying
but
to lighten it up.
as long as I have waited, as long as she's had this money and borrowed from me, this was back. I can go back and look and tell you, but it was either March or May. I think it was March. It was before Blade Show. If she'd went to the bank and borrowed that money, they're going to charge you interest. Come on now. I mean,
And she probably wouldn't have been able to go get it where she could just ask somebody who is
no.
kind and would do anything for anybody in the community, but it's it's different. I mean, I can assure you that today's Tuesday, tonight's Tuesday, almost Wednesday. You'll
Ask you a
get resolution by tomorrow.
ask you a question, John.
Go ahead, buddy.
If you went to somewhere, say you went to get the money from a credit union, and you was gonna mail me the money, how would you take a picture of that envelope that's been postmarked, already postmarked? How could you take a picture of that son of a bitch and send it to Ed? You can't, can you?
No, because it's gone behind
She
this
fucking
counter.
did. She fucking did, JuhVon. I don't believe for 1 minute she ever mailed the damn check to start with, and that's the reason why she's bullshitting about mailing it, JuhVon.
So she sent you a picture of the stamped.
Screenshots of the damn envelope after it done went into the post office, already with a postmark. I could send it to you and show it to you because I got it on my phone. Where
Well,
she
she should
started.
be able to easily get in touch with the credit union, stop payment on that check, and fucking issue you another one. The credit union does that in 15 minutes.
They saying that they can't issue another check until I sign a paper saying that I didn't receive the first check. Well, what the heck? They
Well,
see the money. See, the money never came out of the account.
but let's look at it this way though, because it wouldn't come out of the account, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. It wouldn't come out of the account if the check really got lost, which we don't think happened. But in that 1% chance that the check did get lost, the credit union would probably want an affidavit saying that it wasn't received. But no, I wouldn't say sign something. I would say
I couldn't even get a notary to sign it, JuhVon. They said it was a freaking scam.
okay. So that's right. You already had somebody look at it. I got you. I got you.
Bank. I went to the bank. Took the 2 papers with me to the bank, and the lady at the bank would not freaking notarize them. If they won't notarize them and stand there and tell you this is a scam, what would you think? Because it had nothing on it at the top. It had no logo of no credit union at the top or nothing. The only part it said was down in the paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs down, it said credit union. It didn't say no name of the company or nothing. Well, that could be John Doe Credit Union, as far as me and you know.
Yeah, that's yeah, Darth. I agree, buddy. It's shocking. It's rocking. If she's scamming, she gets insurance and you both get paid. I don't understand that, T-Fetch.
She cannot. There's no freaking way. That may be what she's trying to do. She's maybe trying to dip them 2 damn pockets, mine and the damn bank. I don't know. I know I ain't received my $1,200. Put it that way.
1,500.
No, what?
Isn't it 1,500?
Well,
oh, 1,200.
She was saying that she don't owe me but 1,500. I mean, 1,150 because I got the handkerchiefs. Is what.
But that's so petty. You know, she said that she'd give you the hanks for giving her. I mean, look at the interest you saved her.
I bring that subject up about giving me 2 hanks for $45 freaking dollars for me letting you borrow the money. Do I have a reason to bring up for $45 2 handkerchiefs? No.
No.
Come on,
and they're
now.
not worth that. And I agree, Jim Miller. I think that's all you do is having to stop payment. There's no signy. I mean, I don't deal with a lot of credit.
That's what they did, Jim. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but that's what they did. They did put a stop payment on it. But for them to issue another one, I have to sign papers saying that they put a stop payment on the first one before they'll issue a second one. Well, that's bullcrap. The credit union or wherever she got the money from, they got their account and they can see what money is taken out of there. I ain't took it out.
No, and you have no way or no instrument to take it out. So why do they need your acknowledgement except thank you very much? You know, you'll put your signature on the check when you get it before you cash it.
Well, she was supposed to pay me the 11th of last month is when she told me that she was going to pay me back, which I don't have proof because she deleted all the messages. Well, about 15 or 16 days, I waited before I ever said anything to her. I thought, well, maybe, she's running behind, which I did text her and asked her, well, did she have a check in the mail on the 9th? And she said, no, I don't get it until the 10th or the 11th or something like that's what she said. Well, I waited for like 15 to 16 days after that before I ever said anything. She said, well, I've been waiting on you to text me every day to let me know you got it. I said, I ain't received it, This is more
and
time.
she would know because it would have left her account. She doesn't need you to tell her.
Her account. She borrowed the money from my
Lefty, don't leave.
Union.
Oh, you heard it? I'll catch you up on this tomorrow.
She got the money from a credit union, more or less.
Lefty's got your back, he said.
Yeah, right. I hope somebody does. I'm gonna choke somebody.
No, dude. You've got
I almost went up there to Blade Runners 2 weekends ago when they had it. Oh, whenever it was, 3 weekends ago. I started once to drive all the way up there and just pop in because I knew the address and everything. And I started once to just drive up there and pop in and start snatching somebody's asses up because that's how pissed off it I was, JuhVon.
I know.
I'm not a badass damn person, but when somebody tries to fuck you over, it just really pisses me the fuck off.
Well, I I can only imagine not only fuck you over, but take advantage of your fucking kindness, which what it's going to do, and you even said, it's soured you to a
Yeah.
lot of things that you enjoyed about the community, right? It's just it rocks your faith is what it does. And hopefully by all these people kind of banding together and figuring out the best way to resolve this, it won't make you better right away, but it'll get you well, and you'll know that the community's got your back. And there might be a few bad apples out there, um, but
Lord.
you're saving a lot of other people the chance of getting screwed, and you're not going to get left holding the bag, and you're
Will
not
say,
going to have to take her anywhere.
I will say this much more, and I'm gonna shut up talking about it. And I will say this much: I wanted the community to know about it because I felt like the community needed to know. And one person that knows it has a channel, and he's done promised me that she sent a bunch of stuff to him, and he's gonna put it in the trash.
Hey, let me tell you something, buddy. We are all for one for all, the way I look at it. I think all rising water lifts boats, and we have to work together.
I feel like putting the shit out in my yard out there and put some damn lighter fluid on it and set fire to all the bullshit that I got from her because I'm fed up with it.
Oreo Dave, I hope Ed reads that, because I agree. It's hard when you're in this position, but yeah, Ed, don't let one negative interaction ruin all the positives. And I know you're not that kind of guy. And once this gets better, you'll be able to maybe not forget, but move past it, right?
I bought a couple of knives today at Walmart. I seen one of B's lives one day, and he was showing some Swiss techs. And I bought a couple of them today, and I sure am happy with them. I tell you what, for the price them things cost.
I saw that video and I was wondering how they actually, because he made them look like they worked good, but I could never tell.
Some little knives, $20 for one and 27 for the other one, I think it was.
And they have them in your store now, in your brick and mortar?
Well, I live in Monroe. They had them in Conyers store. I don't know if they have them in the Walmart Monroe or not.
Gotcha.
Walmart in Conyers is a little bit bigger Walmart than what we have here in Monroe. But I'm proud of the two knives. I really am. I mean, B's I kind of watch, other shows. He's what kind of made me, not make me, but made me want a um workshop pro. Can't even think of the name of it. I bought it at Blade Show, and it's by watching his videos made me want one of them, and I got it, and I've been well pleased with it. It's sharpened the crap out of a freaking knife. I love that thing.
Hey, let me tell you something. B shows knives. He shows them well. I like Brian a lot. I'm not aligned with the content as much, but I do, and have recently started shopping some on Amazon because I found some really, really good deals on there, like those, some of those Two Sons I find on there, and then those little Kenkuras or whatever you say. I know they're kind of cheap knives, but hell, if you're paying $13 for a knife that'll cut you through a couple of weekends, you're good to go.
Well, I'm kind of both ways. I buy some expensive knives, and I like my cheap knives too. Just depends on what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna go out in the yard and do some weed eating or something, and I might need to cut some weed eat cord. I ain't going out there with a $400 $500 freaking knife, to do that crap with,
No, no. And I'll tell you, the one I've been hacking stuff with is my Miguron Moirel, and that knife was $48. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to give away. I haven't done this video yet, but for the Friday night giveaway,
I commented your videos a while ago, and you'll have to read the message, but I can tell you anyway. But there's a buddy of mine, he was at Blade Show, and I don't know if you remember me telling you about it or seen the knife that I bought. His name is Adam. He makes awesome fixed blade knives, and I bought one, and I am well happy with that thing. Yeah, it's like $300 freaking dollars, but it's awesome though. But
Yeah, the work they put into those things. I mean, that's what we got to look at. You know, if somebody's spending a couple of weeks on a knife and they're doing
Alpha
all the
Tango,
right things.
Alpha Tango Llama is his Instagram page, but you have to check him out. And I left it on one of the messages a while ago on one of your videos. But check him out. He makes some awesome freaking knives.
I definitely will.
I know you into fixed blades, and me and Grumpy's done already talked about it. 2023 is supposed to be mine and his year to be buying more fixed blades, and I bought maybe 4 or 5. Gene made me 2 knives and sent to me the other day. Gene Johnson
Yeah,
made
I
two
like
fixed
Gene and Kayla.
made me 2 fixed blades and sent them to me. I hadn't posted a lot of stuff on Instagram. I just don't. I don't really. I don't want people to know what I got, JuhVon. You know.
Hey, buddy, I don't blame you. And for me, I never post my address, but I'm very well armed. Um, and the way I look at it, you know, I'm looking for a justifiable homicide. So bring it on. I think it'd be therapeutic for me.
Oh Lord.
So I'm trying to think who's live tomorrow. Maddie's live tomorrow, right? And she doesn't go in Maddie's live?
I ain't never seen her on Maddie's. Like I said, I hardly ever see that girl on nobody's but Bees.
I see her a lot though,
Seen
and I'm never in B's. I'm trying to
her.
think where I see her. Tri-State. I must see her Sunday or Tuesday in Tri-State.
I think I just pretty much lurked on OCD's Sunday night because I seen her in the chat and I didn't want to communicate. And she does see me in the chat and she tells me, hey, and I don't want to make nobody mad, but I done to the point now I don't care, which I'm through talking about that. But
But how can she? I don't understand the psychology of someone being able to just say, "Oh, hey, Ed, uh, what the fuck?" I mean, I feel bad if I owe somebody $8 because they bought me a drink at Blade Show.
Zach's, I see her on Zach's, Tri-State, and Bees is probably the main 3 that I see her on.
Good night, Grosjean. Love you, bud. Hey, we're gonna get Ed taken care of. Grosjean, sorry that happened to you, bud. And Kev tells you to keep your head up.
Can't see the chat, but peace whoever's coming and leaving. Love y'all. You know what I do.
But yeah, the way I look at it, because I can reach out to Zach. I mean, because I know Zach's been on the bad side of some of that stuff before. I really, really want to reach out to Chef Rocky because I thought that was odd. And I could understand being friends, but I would stay here and take up for my friend if they thought they'd done something, they were being misunderstood. I wouldn't just leave.
Friends with him on Instagram. Maybe I need to text him because maybe I said the B word and he didn't like it because I mean I
They
will
didn't.
I will apologize, you know. I mean
You don't owe anybody an apology, Ed. You were just speaking from your emotion.
shouldn't be calling people names. I should just tell facts and not be calling names, you know?
I know, buddy, but we all get caught up in our emotions, and when you're done wrong and you're sharing it for the first time, you're going to be animated. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to apologize for that. I'll talk to Dang Ross. I'll talk to a lot more than that. Not Dang Ross. I just saw him up there say, "Hey, Q-Ball." I'll talk to Chef Rocky.
So my phone's been blowing up with people messaging me on Instagram before I got over here and still blowing my phone up. It goes off every now and then, but hey, it's fine. I don't care.
Hey, buddy, just know, and I think you do know. I mean,
Well,
99.999% of these people have your back 110%. And none of us are ever going to get 100% of the people that have our back.
I think so, and I hope so.
I know so. I know I'm all in on you, buddy. You're a ride and die for me. And I've always thought that about you. And when I met you in Atlanta, I knew you were authentic. And that's all I'm looking for. Somebody who's who they say they are.
I like all these fixed blades you keep showing off. You just keep digging in my little rabbit hole with all these fixed blades you keep showing.
I fell in that rabbit hole and I blame Lefty. But what the first knife I got that brought me into it was this little Tucson TS150. Ed, this nice $45. It's S90V and G10.
Beat that.
And it's just, it made me realize that I would actually carry and use a small fixed blade, because you can open packages with it. You can cut strings with it. You can get it out a lot quicker than you can get out your pocket knife.
Yep. I think that I bought today, that Swiss Tech, I think one of them was a little old bitty thing. You know, it's got the toothpick and tweezers and the scissors. It's like a Victorinox.
Yeah,
It's,
the little tinker.
it's real small, and the other one, it's a pretty good size. It's probably about, I'd say, 3.5, 4 inches overall. I think it says OS 8. Well, I don't know a lot about OS 8 still. Do you?
I think it's a pretty, OS 8 is what, now doesn't, I think it's a little bit less than OS 10, which is what Cold Steel uses, but it's a perfect steel for multi-tools. I was looking at them the other day and landed on this Leatherman instead, just because of the bit driver. And it's got a 14C blade, but OS 8 is fine, because you're not going to be using that as your main blade, really, probably.
I just don't know a lot about OS 8 or OS 10, either one. I don't know, what they're compatible with, more or less.
Well, I know all my Demcos, which have all sharpened real well. Two of them are OS 10. And then I don't remember what my Kalishnikov was. I gave it away.
Hey, Angel. Another cat done come in here now.
El Cap Addict, thank you, buddy. We're all here for each other. Happy Hactics, that sucks. I hear about it from time to time with makers. And in all truth, I've always heard it might be a bad experience, but the people that were out the knife always got the knife later than they thought they would. But people ghosting you or not letting you know, hey, I'm just behind, or hey, I know I told you it would be this month. It's really going to be 3 months, but that's the best I can do. That goes a long way. Yeah, they don't want to say it, but going into witness protection program is no way to run a business.
I got when I was at Blade Show, I went ahead and paid KC for one of the jet streams, and oh God, it's probably been a month ago, maybe month and a half. I ain't sure how long it's been, but anyway, I got in on both of them. I didn't just get the blue one like I did at Blade Show. I went ahead and got the tuck too. And I got in on Sharif's, waiting on Matty to come out with his.
Yeah, Maddie's is, I saw it at Blade Show and it was really cool. And I know Sharif's. Maddie, did you say September you thought maybe they were going to release it? The names or whatever, to the official release? But yeah, is the Jetstream, it's bigger than the both his other knives, isn't it?
Yeah, I got the whole it at Blade Show. I mean, I liked it, but of course the pre-order ones are going to be different. They're going to be milled and what have you. So basically the same, but and I'm looking to get me a tinker when Lefty comes out with him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, what's it called? The little
I think it's the tinker. Nip it.
The nip it. Yeah, the nip it, and then the nip slips, the slip joint.
Yeah,
Happy Haptics, I hate that, buddy, because it's the principle that burns you up. The fact that somebody just takes, doesn't give you the information.
Boy that went with me to Blade Show, I don't know if you remember him or not, Eric.
Yeah. I met him in the pit that one night.
He tried to buy that knife from Kev whenever we standing at the booth, and Kev wouldn't do it. He said it was just a proto, demo more or less, and he would not sell it to him. And finally, I hit him up a couple of weeks ago on one of his lives and asked him when they was going to be dropping them. I said, because I'm going to get my buddy one and gift it to him. He's not going to know it. I'm going to go ahead and pay for it and get him one, and I'm going to get me one because I like the little thing too, you know.
Twang thing, it was Alice.
It's all good. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
What's that?
Somebody knows about it up there.
Up where?
I knew it was going to go through. Jeff just sent me a text. I knew it was going to go through that fast. I mean, people can get pissed if they want to, but hey, I'm tired of freaking waiting on my money. It's bullshit.
No, hey, Ed, for you to be this worked up about anything, I know your spirit. I've been around you enough. I know it's gone too long for you to be at the point of bringing it out because you don't start shit.
I'm gonna have to get in here and smoke a cigarette now. I got my anxiety going. I didn't look at the message. I just seen it said Jeff at the top of the screen. I didn't read it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to
Jeff, is that her husband or boyfriend?
Boyfriend. I don't want to get my nerves shook up no worse, but it's done went back to Alice that fast. And I know they would. Hey, I'm sorry.
I'm 3 hours away and I wouldn't say it on this live stream, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Satisfaction says, read it, Ed, read it live. We don't want to stress you out, buddy, but we will get your back and we will get to the bottom of it. I promise you that.
Want me to read it? I can read part of it. So your idea of working things out is going on. Now I can't read no more without dragging it down. Because everybody's demon out. 5 doors. I mean, my phone is just, Stacy, my phone is blowed up to hell and back.
Yeah, Maddie, that would be great, buddy. I mean, that's really the only way and the best way to deal with something like this. You know, it's just find a way to make it right. You know, if you've got friends in the community, everybody give you $100 and then get them back.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see it, but there's that knife I bought you, Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I got a cigarette.
Thumb studs?
I'm sorry.
Thumb studs?
Yes, it's like a round. Yeah, disc. I couldn't even think of it. It's a disc, thumb stud, and finger flick too. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's drop shitty. I mean, I don't know if you can see me drop shitty or not.
I mean, that was about $20.
This one was 27. It's green micarta. I don't think you can go wrong.
No.
Pretty cool.
I love to see them doing that because all that's going to do is grow the community.
It's got a good grip to it, you know. It's red accents on the back. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh yeah, it looks like aluminum back spacer, baby.
Yeah, well, yeah, red aluminum. Yeah, it's hard for me to show things on my little phone right here.
You do good, Ed. What's up, Josh Branson?
I'm proud of it. For $27, I think I come out all right.
Absolutely. Hey man, you cut some stuff with that. You're good to go.
I had a fixed blade. I texted Bees on one of his. I left him a comment a while ago and told him that I was thinking about him today when I bought them knives. I said they had a fixed blade, but it wasn't. It didn't look like it. They milled it. It was too boxy. It's like they didn't, round over the edges and what have you. It was just. I mean, it was cool, but if they'd milled
they just left it a little rough. A lot rough.
None of it, where the blade, joined it. Instead of them milling it over, kind of rounding it, it was just blocky. I mean, it was just square. I told the guy, I said, nah, I don't think I'm going to get that one. But like I said a while ago, this year is supposed to be the year that I'm picking up more fixed blades, and that's what I've been trying to do. But That one didn't work out today.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'll send you some links to some fixed blades that I picked up off Amazon. They're really good, and I'll send you some bangers that I think are. I did a video not too long ago, my best under $50, and there's some good ones. There's some full size ones. You see Maddie's text that I put up there?
Oh, what does it say?
Hashtag read the message. Do I remain angry or are they fixing it? I can't sleep.
Read message. Do I? Yeah, go on get you some sleep, Matty. That's not your problem, brother.
Hey, buddy. All for one, one for all. Good night, Cue Ball.
All right. What I need to start doing is using my laptop. I got a laptop too, and I need to start using my laptop and read the chat on my phone, or either right vice versa, whenever I get on lives, because whenever I get on it, I can't read the chats, and I kind of miss it, because I don't know when people are coming and going, or whenever they're saying hello to me, or what have you.
I agree, Maddie.
It's going to all work out, brother.
Absolutely.
Just pray for me, Matty, and all the rest of y'all. Just pray for me. Pray for me that I can get some sleep and quit grieving over this bull crap,
All I pray that you can put it beside you for just temporarily, knowing that you got a whole community who's working on this on your behalf, the best way we know how.
Say some bad words and did say some bad words a while ago, and I know y'all don't care. A lot of y'all cuss and what have you, but I talk to God. Talk to God every day, and I've prayed every day since day one that all these people, and it's not just her. I mean, there's other people that owes me thousands of dollars. Why and how these people can lay their head down at night knowing that you owe somebody money. If I owed you 10 cents, I'm coming. I'm going to tell you I ain't got your money, and I'm going to tell you why. But
you're not, but Ed, you're a man of character. That's the difference. Some of these people, they might think they've got character, or they might perceive character, but character is not what you say, it's what you do.
My mom and daddy raised me to be right. My daddy raised me, and he told me whenever I was a kid, I always, Mama, can I have this? Daddy, can I have this? You ain't too old for your wants to hurt you, are you? And I heard that kind of crap. But my daddy taught me whenever I was a teenager, and I was first buying my first motorcycle, because I bought a motorcycle before I ever bought a car. And he always told me, he said, if you ain't got cash to buy it, you don't need it. And that's what I try to live by, and I guess my wife always told me that I give everything away because I'm a giving person, Yeah, I've given a lot of shit away.
Well, and I can understand that. And there's a little bit of I get joy from giving stuff away, not to the level that you do, but at the same time, if someone takes advantage of you, and I've had people try to do it in giveaways, I look at it as they're taking advantage of other people in the community.
I get
and it pisses me off.
A warm feeling in my heart whenever I do something like that, because today, I mean, I don't even remember what it was. There was a video that I was watching, and this guy, he didn't have nothing, and I watch a lot of videos on Instagram or what have you, and this guy, he didn't have shit, didn't have no food. And it made tears come to my eyes to see someone give somebody something, and it really does. And I almost started crying. I had tears come to my eyes when I was eating supper a while ago, just to see somebody else to give somebody something. And it made me want to give, because that feeling inside that you want to help someone. This man he's having hard times, lost a lot of his family members, his grass. He had trees growing on the roof of his house. Trees, not bushes. I'm talking freaking trees on the roof of his house. And this guy goes around, he's got a YouTube channel, and he went around and he cleaned this guy's yard for nothing, because he makes his money through YouTube. When he got ready to leave after he cleaned this man's property up, he said, I'm going to make him feel good. He said, I'm going to give him $1,000. Man, I almost started freaking crying. I
Because
had
you
two
know what a difference it made in that guy's day and his life.
schools to not have shit, JuhVon. I growed up and went to school with checkered pants, and a striped shirt on because we didn't have shit, dude. You know, I mean, it ain't like it. I've always had money. Yeah, I may have some money now. I act like it. I don't have any money though.
Yeah, I mean, and Ed, there's nothing. I mean, that's yours though, right? And the fact that you're willing to be
I,
generous, it
I
makes it
just
even worse.
disagree with you right there, JuhVon. No, that's not my money. That's my wife's money. I'll say that to the day that I die. That was my wife's money.
I wasn't thinking that way. You're exactly right. That's y'all's money because y'all are a team.
I still say it's her money, and I've been trying not to spend it. Yeah, I might have spent some, but I try not to spend her money. You know, I looked at a motorcycle today, and I've been wanting another motorcycle or either a jet ski. You know, and I don't need neither goddamn one. I got two 4-wheelers right now, one of the baddest 4-wheelers they make. But I miss my motorcycle and I miss my jet ski, and I've been wanting to buy another one. And I told him I'd think about it. You know, I don't want to spend none of her money.
I know, I know, and look at it this way, and
Got to spend my money, not her money.
she might want you to do that, Ed. She might want you to chase that last little thrills. I mean, I'm sure if she's the love of your life, she wants you to thrive, right? She wants you to not not be without. Um,
I'm
but I
sure she
understand your point.
I'm sure she's looking down upon me, telling me to go right ahead. But in my heart, you know, baby, that's your money. you
And
know,
and
I'm,
that's and you're right because you're the one that's got to lay down at night with your heart, right? Whether you got that new jet ski or whether you got that clear head.
the happiest day in my life was whenever I bought a camper, and the other happiest day was when I got rid of it. Another happy, another happiest day was when I bought the jet ski. Another happy day was when I sold the son of a gun. You know, I mean, people just don't know that campers, boats, and jet skis
They eat money, don't they?
will drain your butt dry. Go ahead, bail out another 1,000 because that's what boat stands for. You know,
Right.
everybody tells me that I don't need no motorcycle. People get killed on motorcycles every day. I done heard that. Every time I talk about buying a motorcycle, all my friends say, "No, you don't need no motorcycle. Don't you see so and so got killed?" Yeah, but I still love my motorcycles. Been riding them all my life, man.
And I ride, and I think 80% of the people can't see me, and the other 20% are trying to kill me, and I drive very defensively.
But you got a motorcycle?
Yeah, I did. I had a little 800. In my divorce, I got rid of it,
Gotcha.
but that
I
was the
thought,
best thing. That was the best value getting out of that.
well, I want another one. I looked at two different ones today, you know. So, of course, I looked at a lot, but there's two of them I really got my eye on right now.
Well, don't deny yourself, Ed. You got to remember, you're a great freaking dude. You're a giver, and there's nothing wrong with treating yourself.
No,
It,
I sit and think about it, though, JuhVon, you know, and I'm not talking about nobody because everybody can do what they want to with their money. But I think about it sometimes, you know, whenever I fork out $400-500 for a freaking knife, you know, and I'm thinking, what the crap was you thinking, boy? I mean, whatever you gonna cut, you that ain't nothing but a showpiece. 400-500 or CPM buying thousands of dollars on a knife, 10, 12,000. I mean, I don't know what he pays. I know it's a lot of freaking money. Them are showpieces. Well, I would rather have a showpiece, something that I could use for as like a jet ski or a motorcycle or a car or something, than a freaking knife that just gonna lay around for somebody to look at. Well, look at this. How much that cost? Oh, $3,000. No, that's
yeah,
not me.
well, exactly. But different, different strokes, different folks.
I'm,
Because I know for me, I
I
was
should.
about to buy a one wheel. I was right when COVID started. I was going to get one of those one wheels. And somehow I got into the knife community right around the same time I was watching one wheel videos and started buying knives instead. I didn't do both, thank God. But yeah,
I
it's
shouldn't have said I shouldn't be saying names because I love all the knives. I mean, it just envies me to see his freaking knife collection he's got when he puts on his damn gloves. Oh my God, I want all that shit, you know? I mean,
oh, he's got a beautiful collection.
oh, hey,
MC's got a beautiful collection. Sierra, what's the guy on Instagram I follow? Sierra Bound. I think it's Sierra Bound who has all those custom hinderers and all kinds of stuff.
what did he say? Screenshot the message.
Yeah, he says like if you got a message on there now and you open it and read it, you can screenshot it and just save the screenshots in case they delete them. If there's anything in there that you want to save.
Oh, I done learned that now. Not to get back on that subject, but Instagram is going to put all that stuff back on my telephone, and I'm sorry. This looks like it's going to be court time, and like I said,
Dude, I'm not going to promise, but I can tell you if there's any dignity there, it's a no-win situation. Whether
I know.
they've taken all the evidence for them it's a no-win situation because they've gone up against someone who has the confidence of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that would be character witnesses for him.
It's all right. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, but don't try to not stress over it and try to know that when she feels the heat, which she's probably already feeling, she's going to have a really tough decision to make. I mean, does she want to extricate herself and still possibly face the consequences, or does she want to reach out to those in her friend group, take up a collection to get it right, and then pay those people back the way she can?
No, I don't know if you can look or not, but I bet you $100 that her and him are sitting up there watching me right now. I could care freaking less, you know. I mean, yeah, I
I
know
can't.
there's a way that you can look at it on YouTube and see who's in the freaking chat with them not knowing it, you know.
Is there? Cause the only way I use StreamYard. Let's see.
Bees will say, well, I see so and so is in the chat right now, you know, 'cause so there is a damn way that you can do it, you know, but I don't care. They can sit up there and watch it. I'm sure somebody's done told them and she's done went live right now and she's sitting up there, her and Jeff, and watching it, and I could care less, JuhVon. I really don't give a shit, you
No,
know.
because you're not making anything up. From what it sounds like to me, it sounds like to me that you've got a grievance that you didn't make up.
As I tell people in life, I'm not a liar, I ain't a thief, I'm not a cheater, and I hate a MF scammer.
And I don't think anybody in this chat or any of our other brothers or sisters chats would ever think, if anybody's that way, that Ed Harrison is the name that's going to attach to that. You're not that guy, dude. I mean, again, kindness comes across in more ways and actions, and it's not your donations, it's your warmth. It's the way you greet everybody. It's the way that you involve yourself in the community.
Well, and you say that, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought about the other day, and it hit me again today. What would Jason Brown do? Is what I think sometimes. I think, well, what would Jason do if he was in my shoes? And I think he would have done the same thing I done today.
Yep.
I don't think he would have done nothing no different. He's been watching over me, and I miss that boy more than anything. He was one of the first people that ever told me hello in the chat. And I miss that boy, and y'all just don't know. And I'm sure there's a lot more people that was a lot closer to him than him. But I got real close to Jason. I
Let me
really
tell you
did.
something. Jason Brown was the best of all of us. I'm convinced that there's a reason that he was in my life. And I'll always be indebted to some of the little bouts of bright and wisdom he showed me. And he would always reach out. I mean, just a great guy. But yeah, I mean, Jason would probably, I don't think he'd act any differently. I don't know if he'd be as patient as you.
I don't think he would have neither.
I mean, because and you're still being patient. That's why, I mean, talking about it is good.
Well, I'm good. I'm good.
You're gonna be whole, buddy.
Buddy, I sure do miss my buddy though. Next month to make a year, he's been gone,
I know.
and like he disappeared yesterday or a few minutes ago when I found out about it. It blowed my freaking mind. I'm glad I met him at Blade Show, and I'm glad I got pictures with him. You know, I can cherish that for the rest of my life. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I bought on all the auctions and what have you. But that was the real cause. I done made up my mind. I don't know if you was on there when I told this or not, but Maddie and Stevie and all the rest of them know that I've told a lot of people. I done made up my mind when they started auctioning that crap off. Go ahead and try to outbid me, because the money's going to Sarah and Noah. I didn't do it to try to get the stuff. I was trying to raise money.
As much
But
as you could. It was
much as
obvious you were because you won a huge $1,500 bid and you added 500 to it. You outbid yourself.
about to win, I wanted the money to go to Sarah and Noah to maybe help their heart, because I know what they was grieving for, their spouse and their daddy. You know, I mean, I know what that feeling's like. You know, to lose a loved one like that, especially Noah. I mean, at 9 years old, I couldn't even imagine. You know, at 9 years old, losing my parents. You know, because
But Ed,
I
that is
miss
a blessing and a curse. You have empathy, and empathy is a beautiful thing. And we think if we're empathetic people, we think that people around us have empathy, and not everybody does. I don't know if it's genetically injected into you or if it's raised into you or if you have to just see bad shit to become empathetic.
I
But
get Jason's mat out, leather mat. I get it out probably once a week or once every week and a half, and just sit there and stare at it. And I've only wore his shirt one time, and that was at Blade Show. And I refuse to wear it again or wash it, because I don't want it to fade. I don't want to damage it. You know, I mean, it's something that I cherish, JuhVon. You know, sorry, but I cherish.
hey, nothing to apologize for, buddy. December 18th, like Madison said, be up day. Be ready. We're gonna celebrate that day.
That's right. Oh, he's up there dancing with my wife right now, having a hoo ha.
I never have met anyone that smiles with their eyes bigger than Jason.
Had a heart of gold, man.
He sure does.
I don't
And the
know if
great thing is, somebody that's that giving
you know
gave
that
all of us a little part of himself because we carry it with us every day.
he, he played for me one day. Well, he didn't play for me. He won on Eonan's Edge, and I won't never forget it. And he said, send it to Ed. He had won a knife on there. Eonan's had a drawing. And he said, send it to Ed. And immediately, Gene was in the chat. And I asked Jason, I said, is it okay if I send it to Gene so he can use it on his show? Because he had just started his YouTube channel. And he said, no, that's fine. You know, to this day, I wished I'd have never did that. I wished I had that knife back in my hands now, just because it was sent to me by Jason. But yet I DSKF to somewhere else, and that's fine. I'm glad Gene's got it too, you know. But sometimes I think about it. I wished I'd have, which I didn't know that was going to happen. You
No,
know,
none of us did.
oh, we didn't know. You know, if we don't know them things are going to happen like that, but hindsight's 2020. If I had my time to go back, that knife would be here at my house, which I do have a knife of his, but it's not one that it's like a chef knife. It's not one that I would ever carry. You know, Sarah sent me a chef's knife that he was going to show on his. I think Maddie or Stevie One told me that he was going to show it on one of his shows sometime, view it more or less. And he never did get around to it, you know. But I got it now, and I cherish it, but it ain't one that I would walk around in my pocket with. But
Right. Well, I mean, it just shows how every single moment. Most of them I spend my life stressing, which for no reason. I mean, I need to be enjoying those times because you never know.
We not promised tomorrow, are we, brother?
No, sir, we're not. But I'll tell you what, if you live each day like it's your last, but you keep learning like it's your first, you're going to do fine because you're not going to know. You're just going to keep going.
I'm trying to enjoy life. You know, I'm 60. I'll be 61 years old in October, and I'm trying to enjoy life, you know, because a lot of my friends are kicking over right fast, you know, at my age. And I've lost a lot of friends in the last year or 2 years, you know.
I'm right there with you, buddy, but this is the best times. I mean, I'm alone. I'm not married anymore. I had a girlfriend for like 4 years, but that was too much trouble. Kind of broke into my knife stuff. And now I'm getting ready to change. I mean, I got a lot of changes going, but I'm optimistic about it, because worst case scenario, I'll handle it. I just,
Yep.
it's just, trials and tribulations. They make us stronger, right?
Amen.
Or they'll break us. And I won't be broken.
Oh, Lordy. Well, I appreciate you having me on before we cut off and what have you. I appreciate you having me on and what have you.
Dude,
It's a joy to be on here. And
you come on anytime. I'm going to text you because I'm about to get off here too because I got to crash, but I'm going to send you my phone number on Instagram and just call me anytime and we'll get this worked out because I'm going to reach out. It might be too late tonight, but I might try to message if I can find him. I wonder if I think he's Chef Rocky on Instagram.
I'm friends with him on Instagram. I know I am. Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if I hit him up tonight. My nerves is pretty much done shot, and I need to.
Take you a Xanax and go lay down and
I
try
think
not to think about this crap and know that you've gotten it off your chest and you've got a whole crew of people who got your back, dude.
I ain't gonna get no sleep if I don't take a Xanax. I promise you that much. Cause my adrenaline right now is just—I can't tell you. Ooh, it's been
Well, that
bad.
don't try not to let, because that's another way that she's getting under your skin. Try to just let it go for the night, and know that you can't do anything else tonight, but tomorrow is another day. Don't even read that text if you don't want to. Just take it easy, man.
Probably won't, cause I'm probably just make me even madder is what it's gonna do. You know.
Buddy, karma is going to absolutely correct this. And again, whether she feels that it's going to be or not, there's one way that's right here. And I can't see that Ed Harrison would be upset to the point of talking about somebody by name if he hadn't been wronged. I know that in my heart. I have no doubt.
And you just talking about it. I've shed a few tears about it too, brother.
I know, man. We love you though, dude. And don't feel, and I know why it hurts because your kindness was taken advantage of more than the money itself.
Does anybody know what happened to Cole? What's going on with Cole?
He's got something going on with his face. I was betting earlier, I'm hoping that Kimchi just gave him a bobcat scratch, but he might have pink eye or something. He said something about he'll talk about it, on the next live. It's not serious, but it's serious enough to keep his face off camera, which made me think it was pink eye or a scratch, or maybe Cole so narcissistic he might have been shaven and shaved off part of his mustache and realized he couldn't do it. But I'm sure he'll have a story to go with it.
I texted him, but he hadn't responded back to my text, so I'm concerned about him. You know.
I think he's good, man. I talked to Kara yesterday, commented on one of her posts, and she didn't seem distressed. They'd reach out if something was going on.
I
Well,
try to keep
guys,
try to keep
go
up
ahead.
with every community. I don't communicate every day with everyone, but I try to. And you know, if I get somebody on my mind, you know, I'm gonna text them and say, "Hey, you okay?" You know, blah blah blah.
And you know, I think God puts people on our minds for a reason, because I think we're supposed to do that. I think the call out of the blue is always appreciated, even if they don't sound like they're appreciated on the other side. Yeah, it could be his voice machine broke.
I hit him up on Instagram is what I hit Cole up, and I hadn't heard from him. And I need to hit uh, Thrasher up. He's going through some tough times right now. I need to hit him up too, see if there's anything I can do for him. You know,
Where did I see him this morning? It's today. No, not this morning. Yesterday, I saw him in OCD. Was it, or was it in Stella's?
he had a video on yesterday where he's selling some more knives. He's still struggling. Always trying to work, going through hard times right now. Hadn't heard from Gary in a while. Don't know how he's doing neither.
Well, Gary is last I heard, which I think was during Stevie and Maddie's thing, is he's upstairs in his apartment, getting the recovery he needs, waiting for them to get his downstairs apartment ready so he can transition downstairs. But I think Gary's on the mend. I think it's better for him now, because he's got his cats around him. I understand.
Got his cats with him. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's family, dude. If that's what you got, I've got a four-legged little family member.
He's got his cats with him. I think he's gonna be happier, you know, because he's like me. You know, my cats are that's my family right now. You know, that's all I have here at the house with me was two freaking cats. You know, sometimes they're a pain in my butt, but I still love them to death. You know.
Absolutely. When mine's meowing to go out and then she won't go out, and I know she wants food, I know she's just trying to talk to me.
So,
Yeah, Jay, you're probably right. Cole is probably got he's working on that Millennial Falcon and he can't get it built.
might be.
Well, guys, I love all y'all. It's midnight. I'm going to have to roll down. I'm glad y'all joined me. I'm glad, Ed, you came on and talked. I'm glad you shared. And I know that everybody's going to walk away from this live. And I know that Brian's already talking to people, and we'll get to the bottom of this for you. Try not to stress about it.
I love each and every one of y'all.
I love you guys. You're the main man, Ed. You're a ride or die. So know that you are not alone.
Thanks for having me on. Love
we all feel fucked. Yeah, Luke hit it right on the head.
What'd he say?
He says, "You're such a generous and caring man, truly a brother of the community, and for the community, stay happy, my friend. I'd suggest no more Xanax unless you listen to Little Peep." I will ride with Ed till I die too, Satisfaction. And I'll ride with you till you die, buddy, or till I die. I'll probably die first because you're a pup. But guys, have a great night. Sorry to jump on here unannounced, but I felt like if Cole wasn't going live, we needed somewhere to hang. And I'm glad we did, because I learned something that's got me kind of thinking. Guys, look out for the one to your left, one to your right. Look out for each other. Keep loving your heart. Please choose debate, not hate. And most importantly, don't fuck over your friends.